Up like this. Hit it.
The Roger Report live morning show. Weekdays at 9 a.m.
Say y'all, I was on Roger's panel a few times and I couldn't take it. The heat. I got out the kitchen. It was hot. I was sweating. I had to get out.
He's Roger, and he's right.
Check this out.
We can live or die. You choose. I have spoken to you a lot of times in hatred and anger, and you have not heard me. Well, you had better hear me today. If you won't listen to me when I make an appeal for the Negroes because you have no concern for the Negroes, listen to me when I make an appeal for America. You claim you love America. Well, we love America. But you are driving us back and you are making a Samson out of us, and we are going to pull down the pillars. And then you think we have no right to ask for something? Is it too much to ask you to grant us human dignity? Should we be put down and shot to death for this request? If so, you can aim your guns. What the hell do you think we care about dying if you're going to deny us the right to live?
Good morning, folks, and welcome to another edition of the Roger Report Live, the best show on social media. If you are new to the channel, go ahead and take a moment out to hit that like button, because this is where you're going to find the best content on social media, and you don't have to worry about it because you're going to have me right here to make sure that happens. And if you've already been coming to the channel for a while, then go ahead and hit that like button, because you already know what time it is, and you know that this is where you're going to get the best content on social media. It's not a mystery to you at this point. You've seen other people do it. You've seen some people do it well, but what you have not seen is anyone do it quite the way I do it. So make sure you hit that like button, and everyone, yes, everyone, take a moment out to share the content, y'all. There are so many people who need to get great content like this, and it's just a small thing you can do to help the world be a better place. And isn't that what we want at the end of the day? Don't we want the world to be a better place? Of course we do. So share the content out. Share it through your social media. Share it through word of mouth, or even text someone's phone. But do what you got to do to help spread the word. All right, folks, today we got a very, very interesting show on a subject that I'm going to say needs to be talked about in a proper way, because it's something that's covered by a lot of people a lot of times in all kinds of crazy ways. And the majority of people be absolutely wrong about the subject matter. They be absolutely wrong. But today we are going to talk about black men should, yes, black men should protect and provide for. You see? And the thing is, a lot of people talk about black men protecting and providing, but we really don't like to get into protecting and providing for who, okay? But we're going to get into that today. But before we go too far into this, let me say, first of all, shout out to all the people who give me views on a regular basis, because I appreciate y'all. Of course, you are the main people we're building the channel for, the people who give views on a regular basis. Shout out to all the people who leave comments after the stream. That helps with the algorithm, helps grow the channel. You're doing a lot of great work by doing what you do, and I appreciate it. Real talk, real talk. Shout out to the people who hit the like button. Again, you're helping the algorithm get the thing out there. You know, we need to make sure the whole world gets a chance to listen to the Roger Report Live. So make sure you keep it up. Well, it does help. Shout out to the people who hype me up every chance they get. Use them little hype points, y'all. It matters at the end of the day. It matters. And, we need more and more people to come see what the hype is about. And that's real talk, okay? And shout out to the people who go above and beyond the call of duty. The people who make financial contributions over here at the Roger Report Live. What we like to call here and of course, if you contribute to the show, you can become a sponsor of the stream. And I gotta say, shout out to the people who are going above and beyond, the people who are being recognized as the sponsors of the stream. And the sponsor of today's stream, the one, the only, Deborah Carr. Shout out to Deborah Carr. She is the sponsor of today's stream. Appreciate you very much, Deborah. Appreciate you very much. I believe she catches a lot of stuff in replay. Okay, that's why I believe she catches a lot of stuff in replay. So shout out to Deborah Carr and shout out to the replay gang. Okay, shout out to the replay gang, because you know what? Y'all make a big difference. Y'all make a big difference. Shout out to the replay gang. And let me give a shout out to some of the people who came in first this morning. It's always good that when you start a show, you start seeing people check in right away. It's a good thing to see. But the first one in the building today, the pit master himself, he has taken the position. Well, first of all, let's say shout out to the pit master, my main man, Chef Mike's Round Table. Shout out to the pit master who helped keep some order around here. And he has taken that covenant spot again. He is Highlander of today's stream. So shout out to Chef Mike's Round Table. Appreciate you big time, my brother. Appreciate you big time. And y'all, if you ain't got some Highlanders, what's wrong with you now? What's wrong with you? You're supposed to get some every single year. Get you a few. Get you a few. Shout out to my main man, Trev Bentley, coming in right behind him, representing as he always does. Hashtag long live the habitual line steppers. Hashtag Negroes in the wilderness. Hashtag dignity over vagina. Hashtag Al Gore's babies. Hashtag hell either. Shout out to you, brother. Shout out to you. We got my main man, Floyd Thompson, in the building. Yay, yay. Good to have you, brother. Good to have you. We got Inspired Truth Broadcast in the house. What's good, my brother? What's good? All my hoes, the monetized, has pulled up a seat to the cool table. What's going on, my brother? What's going on? Afro Merchant is in the building. Great to see you. Great to see you. The Great Black Reset is here. You can't get the show started unless you get the Great Black Reset. You can't really get the show started unless you reset it with Great and Black. So shout out to you, brother. Shark Sims is here. What's good, y'all? What's good? We got Shark in the building. We got Shark in the building. Great to see you. Great to see you. And shout out to all my hoes, demonetized. He's starting me off right. First super chat of the day. He say, can't show up on time. Yes, I am capping on a Friday. Hey, shout out to you, brother. He says, hashtag Negro need to get it together. Hey, man, I'm going to do the best I can. Real talk. I'm going to do the best I can. And you know why I feel good about my best? Because that's all I can give you. That's all I can give you. It's my best. But shout out to all my hoes, the monetized. Hey, I appreciate you, brother. I appreciate you. And that's real talk. That's real talk. And I got to say, shout out. Excuse me. All right. Shout out to the Great Black Reset. He done chimed in, y'all. And he says, thank you for all you do, brother. Hey, thank you for saying that, brother. And I appreciate that. I appreciate that, y'all. He the first one to hit me on the Cash App. Dropped in $100. Shout out to the Great Black Reset who kicks it off with $100 on the Cash App. Shout out to you, my brother. Shout out to you, man. Appreciate that big time. Appreciate that big time. He playing the boss move, y'all. He playing the boss move. Shout out to you. But I believe this is the first. Is this the first $100 of well, since is it the first? No, wasn't the first. No, shout out to Shout out to Clubber Lane. I think he was the first one to drop 100 on this new channel. But shout out to you, brother. Appreciate you big time. Appreciate you big time. And that's a real talk to my main man, the Great Black Reset, getting me off right for a Friday. Appreciate that big time, brother. Appreciate that big time. And you know what? You know what? That's protecting and providing, y'all. He provided a little bit over here to Roger Report Live, and I appreciate that big time. Real talk, y'all. And we're going to talk about protection and providing. Real talk, y'all. Okay? Uh-oh. There goes Chef Mike. Chef Mike said, I'm making it up. He said Highlander twice already? Roger, you should keep a record on how many Highlander positions people get. You can have a special recognition 2 or 3 times a year. The Highlander of Highlanders. You know what, Chef? That ain't a bad idea. That ain't a bad idea. Boom. I think I'm going to start working on that one today. That ain't a bad idea, my brother. That ain't a bad idea. Okay. All right. You know what? And he's saying it from the Highlander position. So shout out to Chef Mike's Roundtable, saying it from the Highlanders position. Now that works. That works. And that's real talk. Y'all, I want to talk about black men who protect and provide. Because some of us, we protect and provide for the wrong folks. Some of us protect and provide for the right folks. And if you let propaganda tell you what's really going on, they're not going to tell you what's really going on. What they're going to give you is a narrative to try to get you to do things that you ain't got no business doing. Okay? And I'm going to tell you right now, y'all. I'm going to tell you right now. When it comes down to it, when people talk to you about protecting and providing, you should already know a scam is pretty much coming. Okay? A scam is pretty much coming. Now, it's going to be a scam all the time? No, of course not. Not all the time. Not all the time. Will it be something to attempt to scam you most of the time? Absolutely. Absolutely. Because black men need to really understand this concept, y'all. Protection and provision is something you do when you lead people. That's what you do. Protection and provision is something that's attached to people you lead. See, when you lead people, you tell them where to go. Okay? Yeah, think about that, y'all. When you lead people, you tell them where to go. Now, where you send them will give them some level of protection, some level of provision. Okay? So a lot of people like to talk about black men should protect and provide, but the most critical piece to that is being the leader. You protect and provide to those you lead. Now, you will not hear too many people mention leading when they mention protection and provision. Now, I ain't gonna lie. I've been saying this for years, y'all. Unfortunately, I done lost multiple channels. I've been saying this a long time. You lead, protect, and provide. If you protect and provide for people you don't lead, and I'm not saying you can't. Okay, I'm not saying you can't. But you need to understand that is not an obligation. That is called charity. Okay, charity. And what is the main thing about charity, y'all? The main thing about charity is that when you give it, you can't expect nothing back from that same source. Okay, when you give a bum on the streets, bum asks you for $1. Homeless person, they're an actual bum. Not just calling somebody a bum. I'm talking about an actual bum, y'all. They are homeless. They are on the street. When you get them $2, you do not have any expectation that bum is going to ever repay you $2. Now, technically, it could happen. It could happen. but you have zero expectation of that. That's called charity. And charity is good. There's nothing wrong with giving charity. But you recognize that that's charity. Now, a lot of people going to tell you to protect and provide. And they're going to start telling you who you should protect and provide for. But the thing is, they don't want you to lead the people you're protecting and providing for. And a lot of black men don't get that that's charity. I don't do for you unless I lead you. Now, if I feel like giving some charity here and there, okay, cool. And why don't they want you to recognize it's charity? Because when you understand it's charity, you give different amounts. When it's charity, you're comfortable giving nothing. When it's charity, you're comfortable giving pennies on the dollar. When it's charity, you're comfortable making it wait till when it's convenient for you. But if it's obligation, you will do things and make sacrifices to do it right now. Things to do it before it needs to be done. We out here sacrificing our time, money, and energy for charity, y'all. That don't make no sense. Why would you sacrifice time, money, and energy for charity? Now, you can sacrifice for charity, but think about it. Does it make sense? And shout out to Inspired Truth Broadcast. Appreciate you, my brother. Appreciate you. He said, shout out to Chef Mike for providing soup. Hey, that's real talk. And y'all make sure you hold on to your soup. Don't get your soup taken. Because that's going to be the reverse of charity right there. That's going to be the reverse. And that's real talk. But see, y'all, when you think about charity, you think about things in a different way. And a lot of people use stuff to make us feel bad, y'all. Now, I'm going to say shout out to Michael B. Jordan, y'all. Y'all knows I got his picture on the screen. Shout out to Michael B. Jordan. All right. There's been controversy over Michael B. Jordan for years now. Now, why is there controversy over Michael B. Jordan? Because Michael B. Jordan is he like the new it guy now. You know, like I said, like when it comes to Hollywood, you know, you got four major guys who just was that. They was the man, okay? You got Sidney Poitier. Eventually, the baton was given to Denzel Washington. And I'm going to say he passed the baton to Will Smith. And at this point, it seemed like the baton has been passed to Michael B. Jordan. Good brother, okay? Stand up, brother. But the women do see him as handsome, okay? They recognize he's a handsome young man, okay? They recognize he is a very successful young man, okay? They recognize he has money that they want to get a hold of, all right? He has status that they want to be a part of. And for years now, there's been controversy about Michael B. Jordan. Why? Because they want him to protect and provide for some black woman. And I be like, that dude ain't married. That's what I be like. That dude ain't married. He ain't got to protect and provide for anybody. He can use his money on what he want to use his money on. He don't owe nobody nothing. Okay? If he owes people something, it's some folks in his inside circle. You know, maybe he owed them something. You know? Which I kind of doubt. Why? Because he's a very rich man. Okay? Kind of doubt he owes anybody too much of anything. Okay? Now, is he a stand-up guy? Absolutely. Does he take care of his parents? Yeah, he does. Seemed to be a very good guy overall. Okay? Very good guy overall. And black women get mad from him from time to time because they all up in this business about who he's dating. Now, I'm going to say shout out to Michael B. Jordan for not telling folks who he's dating. We've only seen one public relationship when it comes to Michael B. Jordan. And I think he's doing the right thing by not making all that stuff. You know, why not putting it out there like that? And you know what? Black women get mad at him for speculating that he's with some non-black woman. Y'all hear me? They get mad at him for speculating he's with a non-black woman. Not that he's actually with one, just because they speculate that he's with a non-black woman. Now, he's a rich guy, so we hear a little bit more about them being mad at him. Now, there are other black women who are mad at non-famous black men. You know, there's women who come out here and say, y'all ain't protecting and provide. And a lot of women are asking black men to protect and provide for girlfriends. Yep. Girlfriends. Well, you know, if I get with a man, he should make sure I'm okay. You know, he should pay my rent. He should pay my rent. Why would I pay your rent? But see, these are the messages that black men get all the time. As a black man, if you want a woman, you should pay her rent. Why would you pay somebody else's rent? Let's be realistic, y'all. Why would you pay somebody else's rent? It just don't make sense at the end of the day. I mean, yeah, if you're rich, cool, I understand. You can pay some rent if you're rich. Yeah, it makes some level of sense. You know, if you just don't care, but whose rent you paying, see, we would question that. Because if you tell me you're paying somebody's rent, okay, you must be paying your parents' rent or something. You know, maybe they did a good job and you appreciate that. But paying somebody's rent, I mean, be realistic, y'all. When you say it out loud, it don't even sound right. Okay. And there are women who suggest that if you become their man, if you become a boyfriend, you should pay her rent. Why? Ain't you got it? I mean, if you got a deal and you just paying rent, ain't you got it? Okay, like what was you doing before I met you? Ain't you got it? Now, shout out to Bruce on Wayne. He say, drop the link. My table is empty. I got nothing for you. Hashtag Emperor Dessalines lives on. Hashtag Black patriarchy or nothing. Hashtag all my hoes demonetized. Well, I ain't gonna say this. Well, I guess hashtag biatch, please. So I technically didn't curse right there, y'all. I did not curse right there. But y'all hear what he said. Y'all hear what he said. Shout out to Bruce on Wayne. And I will drop the link momentarily, brother. I will drop the link momentarily. I got you, okay? Now, think about this, y'all. Black women want famous men and rich men to protect and provide for them. Michael B. Jordan ain't married to anybody. They are telling non-famous men to protect and provide for them. You should pay my rent. How you gonna date me and you're not gonna pay my rent? A crazy one is the single mother saying, if you want to date me, you should pay for my children's babysitter. Wait a minute. I'm willing to take you out and you a single mother and you gonna tell me I should pay for your babysitter? Your baby? I'm supposed to pay an extra fee because you got kids and you can't figure out where your kids should go. Now, see, this thing it's all about trying to get black men to do stuff that they should not be doing. Why would you ask me to hook you up with a babysitter? Well, if you're a real man, you're supposed to provide babysitter for. No. A real man is who you should have had your children by. That's who you should have had your children by. If you're going to play that real man, and this is not no offense to the man she actually had the child by, because it ain't about him at the end of the day. But if a woman tells me a real man would pay for a babysitter, I'm going to tell her she should have had her kids by a real man then. That's what I'm going to tell her. Now, I'm not saying that to insult the other brother. Okay? And no man should use it that way because now you're acting like a girl. Real talk. If you truly mean an insult to another man, you're acting like a girl. Girls try to pit men against each other. So when you're trying to pit men against each other, you acting like a girl. It is what it is. Don't be mad at me about it. I'm just saying what it is. Okay. So if I want to go out with you and you tell me you got some kids, then you tell me you want me to pay for the kid, why would I go out with you? If you can't provide a babysitter, I don't think you're a good mother. I'm just gonna say that right now. I don't think you're a good mother. That's bad enough you're a mother already without being married. And you're going to start off our situation by letting me know beyond a shadow of a doubt that you're not even a good mother? Because y'all think about that. What woman couldn't come up with a babysitter if a guy was willing to take her out? What kind of mother can't come up with a babysitter? So you ain't got no brother who'll babysit for you. You ain't got no sister who'll babysit for you. Your mama won't babysit for you. Your daddy won't babysit for you. Your friends won't babysit for you. What kind of person can't come up with a babysitter? Just sound like you a bad mother to me. How about we just never go out? I shouldn't have been trying to take you out in the first place. Well, it is what it is. We gonna move on. But y'all, protection and provision. If you lead a person, yeah, you protect and provide for them. You should have recognized it in childhood. See, I was a kid. I grew up. You know what I figured out? I figured out my mom and my dad were protecting and providing for me. That's what I figured out. Okay. I had other folks who did it too. They just didn't do it on the same scale as, your dad and your mom gonna do more than the other folks. But I had aunties and uncles. They protected and provided for me. I had grandmas with an S, y'all. I'm saying it with an S. Grandmothers with an S. And grandfathers with an S. Who protected and provided for me. Okay? I've had cousins that protected and provided for me. I done had a lot of good situations because there was a lot of stable families, a lot of nuclear families that I'm related to. So I'm related to these nuclear families where it's this guy over here and it's a woman over there that happens to be his wife, and then they have children, So I could go to their house sometime. You visit your cousin, you spend the night at their house. Some of y'all may have done some of this. Okay? I see these men. They work all the time. Okay, that's what they did. Now, a lot of them done retired at this point. Well, I mean, they pretty much all retired at this point. Okay? Well, not the cousins, but the uncles, what I'm saying? They done retired. Okay? But I could go over their house. And I can eat how I want to eat. I ain't had to think about it. Nope. I never got in trouble for eating too much. Everything was okay. And I'm just visiting. Okay. I never heard something. I mean, if I ate dinner, I didn't get in trouble if I wanted seconds. Everything was cool. Everything was cool. Whether the woman worked or not. Now, this is me talking about my mom and my auntie. Well, technically my grandmothers too. All right. And some of my cousins. Okay. Whether the woman worked or not, I was protected and I was providing for them. But I was under their leadership. even if it was temporary. If I spent the week over here, if I spent the summer over there, I was under their leadership. So it was easy for me to understand that as a child growing up, you protect and provide for the people you lead. That's what you do. So think about it, y'all. Why are all these people trying to tell black men to protect and provide, but they're not asking them to lead? Okay. That's hilarious, Afro Merchant. Now that's hilarious. He said Roger was freeloading. Yeah, I was. You know, when I was a kid, I did a lot of that, and I enjoyed it. I'm gonna tell you that right now. I enjoyed it thoroughly too. I definitely enjoyed it. Okay. So this is the thing, y'all. Why do people want black men to protect and provide? Okay. But they don't talk about being led. Well, this is something black men have to accept. You don't need to protect and provide for them. You concentrate on the best way to protect and provide for the people you lead. Now, again, y'all, black women are around 75% unmarried. We got 3/4 of the women that are unmarried. So when you go online and you see videos of women talking about y'all don't do this and you don't do that, understand you don't need to. Okay, women in the black community especially have fought extra hard to be recognized as strong and independent. That's what they say. They want to be recognized as strong and independent. And they insist that they don't need a man. They insist that they don't need a man. And at the end of the day, who am I to argue with them? I ain't gonna argue that they need a man. Okay, you don't need a man? Fine with me. Fine with me. But see, whether you poor, whether you're decent, whether you're rich, as a black man, protect and provide for the people you lead. Now, the question is, who should you lead? The people that's with your program. That's who you should lead. And if there are people complaining that black men don't protect and provide, ask them, are you married? Because if you was married to a black man, then somebody would be protecting and providing for you. Let's get this real, y'all. Let's really focus on reality. Now, I understand a lot of women gonna say y'all should protect and provide. Are these women married? Think about that, y'all. Think about that. The women you see talking about what black men should do, are these married women? Now, why is it a bunch of single women talking about black men should protect and provide? Because a lot of them done got a taste of reality. And what do I mean by that? They have started to figure out that black men ain't coming to the rescue. They done got to a certain age. Okay, whenever it started hitting for them, they done got to a certain age and they done had to figure out black men are not coming to pay my bills. Now, I know some of y'all may think, well, you must be talking about some old, like, no. It's women of any age. See, lack of beauty, lack of attractiveness, lack of a good personality, a lot of different things out here that's holding black women up, and black men ain't trying to, bail them out. And check it out. You got a lot of black men out there. We just watching. You'll see a guy come online and try to quote unquote shame men, and they try to get money out of women. So they'll come and say all these ridiculous things that men should do for women that they're not married to. Let's keep it in proper context. You have men who will come out and start saying, you guys should do this for these women you aren't married to. You guys should do that for these women you ain't married to. But you know what? They won't do it. You know? See, anytime you facing a guy who's talking about all this crazy stuff about what you're supposed to do for some woman that you're not married to, just simply suggest, hey, you're not married to those women. Why don't you do it? You should send a woman $300 just out of the blue. Okay, just out the blue. Send her $300 so she know you serious. Nah, I'm good. I don't need to do all that. Okay, maybe you need to do all that. I ain't mad at you if that's what you need to do, but I don't need to do all that. Okay? If my woman was smart, she'd be sending me some money. She'd be trying to make sure I understand that she with me for real. That's what she would be doing. See, y'all, a lot of people, and you know what? It does go into how slow some people can be because we hear stupid stuff on a regular basis. You know, I'm a man, y'all. I've accepted, if I deal with a woman, I'm going to end up spending more money than she is. Just is what it is, y'all. I don't care what your situation is. All right. When it comes down to it, the majority of men, when they deal with a woman, they're going to end up spending more money than she is. You're going to pay for these dates. You're going to pay for this outfit sometime. You might buy her a gift or whatever. Okay? And I am not saying there's something wrong with any man who is taking care of his woman. Okay? But who's the woman you're supposed to take care of? Your wife. Now, you can give something to a woman that's your fiance. Well, that's almost your wife, but it ain't. You can give stuff to a woman that's your girlfriend. I mean, it's not a wife. Okay, you ain't even got to the fiance stage. You could give it to her. Okay, and there's women who want men to do regular, a good amount of stuff on a regular basis for them. I'm not saying you can't. You could treat your woman good if that's what you want to do, but you better understand that's charity. Okay, is she gonna ever pay you back? No. And I'm not saying you give her $100 here and she gonna pay you the $100 back in 2 months. No, I'm not saying. I'm saying the stuff that you provide for a woman because you happen to be in a relationship with her. There is no thought process that she has to quote unquote pay you back. Now the thing is, should she be reciprocal in that relationship? Yeah, she should be. But whatever she do, that's what she do. So if you always trying to take her to a nice place and she says thank you, well, the thank you, that's it. That's what she do. Okay? That's what she think of, all your work and effort and energy to make sure she has a nice time. She'll give you a thank you. Now, I ain't mad at her for giving out a thank you. I mean, she should say thank you, right? Is she going to do anything else? Probably not. Okay? Because, see, I know a lot of people say, well, she give you sex? Well, what that mean? I gave her sex. What is sex? That ain't giving me nothing. That's a woman having an enjoyable time. That's what sex is. That's not compensation for anything. Okay? That ain't compensation for anything. And you know what? If you're gonna have sex with me, you better provide what for you for sex? I ain't giving you squat for sex. Now, oh, wait. Now, if you're a prostitute, that's cool. I ain't tripping about the prostitutes now. I ain't tripping about the prostitute, okay? If you're a prostitute and you want some money for sex, it is what it is. But if I gotta pay you for sex, I'm gonna understand what that is. That's a transaction. Okay, it's cool. I ain't tripping. You want $40? Whatever it is you want to give her. But I understand what time it is. Okay. If I take you to a nice dinner, you don't pay me back by having sex with me when we get home. That's not paying me back. That's you wanting some dick and having a good time. That's what you get. That's, you know what I'm saying? Sex is an equal exchange. So no, that's not paying me back for anything. Okay? So you got to learn how to reciprocate. And the thing is, a lot of guys, because of our training, we don't look for reciprocation. We buy into nonsense. You know, you can't pay me back anything with sex. And that's just the real, that's just, I can't say it no realer than that. You can't pay me back with sex. Okay? Because sex is an equal exchange. I guess technically you could pay me back if you provide another woman for me to have sex with. Now, maybe you could do that. If you're going to get your friends to have sex with me too, maybe that's a way you could, you know, I ain't put much thought into that, but maybe that's a way you can pay me back. I'm gonna hit you when we get home, and then you can call your friends over and let me hit them too. Maybe you can pay me back like that, but other than that, I don't know what you're talking about. Well, hey, I had sex with you every day, and I had sex with you every day. So at the end of the day, who am I supposed to protect and provide for? The people I lead. Who are the people you lead? Usually, and how most people are going to think about that, that's going to be your wife, and that's going to be your children. You can protect and provide for others, but that's charity at the end of the day. Okay? Or maybe it's a job. Okay? The police provide a certain level of protection for certain people, but they get compensated for that. That's a job. All right? I want compensation. That's me, y'all. If I protect and provide for you, I want compensation. And that's just real talk. I like compensation. I think compensation is a great idea. Okay, I believe in being compensated. All right? And because I believe in being compensated so thoroughly, I'm always looking for it. And a lot of men, we're having a tough time because there's women saying, I don't want to do for a man because every time you do something for them, they want something back. And they say it like you should be ashamed of wanting something back. I don't want to do squat for you if I ain't getting nothing back. Why would you even think I want to do something for you if I ain't getting nothing back? It's a lot of women who have shamed men out of getting something back. If you don't want me to have nothing, just say so. You know, that's how I'm looking at it. If you don't want me to have nothing, just say so. You ain't got to beat around the bush. If you want me to be impoverished, just say it. These dudes ain't no good. They do something for you. They want something back. And what's wrong with that? What is wrong with it? I don't see the problem. I just don't see the problem. And that's real talk. Okay. I just don't see the problem. You know? Now, excuse me. As men, we got to start making serious responses about protection and provision. And we need to make sure our protection and provision is geared the way that we want it to go. Why would you care about what some woman wants you to do with your protection and your provision? Okay? You a man, you should protect women because they're women. No, that ain't how it works, sister. They ain't how it work. They ain't how it work. Because basically you telling me I should protect any woman on the planet. No, I ain't doing that. Everybody don't qualify for my protection. Everyone doesn't qualify for my provision. Okay? That's just the way it goes. And the thing is, as men, you know, a lot of us, we attach stupid stuff to our manhood. And a lot of women give out messages that your manhood is attached to a woman in some kind of way. You can't make me feel bad for not giving you anything. That's never going to happen with me. Some guys been feeling bad their whole life. Okay, you may have been like me. See, I freely admit I don't come for money, y'all. I don't come for money. So when I was a youngster out there, I ain't really had no bread like that. Okay, I ain't really had no bread. So I got over not having bread a long time ago. I'm gonna tell y'all that I got over not having bread a long time ago. And what does that mean? See, as an older, more mature person, you can't shame me with what I won't give you. I don't care. If you broke, just say so. See, women say stuff like that. Why do they say stuff like that? To mess with your ego? Because you believe a woman is so valuable, and I simply don't. Do women have value? Sure. But what is a woman to me? Realistically, in 2026, what is a woman to me? She's a bill. That's what she is to me. Now, I'm not saying it's a bad bill to pay, but she is a bill. Okay? You buy a car for life. Unless you drop it all the money down, your car is a bill. Well, you like what you get out your car. You get to go to your car, hop in that boy. You can go see your parents when you want to. You can go on a date when you want to. You can go to your brother's house when you want to. You can go down and meet the fellas at the Y. Y'all get a few games in when you want to. You might still be a guy still playing maybe flag football. You know what I'm saying? You might be coaching the team. You can do all that stuff and move around as you want to when you get in that car, but that car's a bill. Okay? The thing is, you get enough value from that car that you don't mind paying that bill. Because what happens when we don't value the car enough to pay the bill? We get rid of the car. That's what we do, y'all. When you get to a point, it is no longer valuable enough to you to pay that bill, you let that car go. Sometimes we call the junkyard and say, come pick this car up. Sometimes we gonna get a car to some youngster because they want a car. For them, it's worth putting whatever into it so they can get that car running the way they want it to run. It just ain't worth it to us no more. Okay. Sometimes we gonna go and we gonna trade the car in, and we gonna trade the car in and get something new because that car bill. We appreciated what it can do as long as it can do it well enough. And that's getting us all the different places we want to go and whatever other little benefits it has. Well, women are the same way, y'all. I appreciate a woman that I can get a lot out of. I do. Okay. But just like a car, I ain't finna beg her to give me nothing. If I got to beg, I got a bad situation going on. I ain't gonna beg for sex. I'm not gonna beg for attention. Yes, men like attention too. I ain't gonna beg for compliments or nothing like that. I ain't begging for squat. If you perform well, you'll be around. If you don't perform well, I'm gonna get rid of you. It's that simple. Okay? That's just real talk. Because who should I protect and provide for? The people I lead. See, if a woman can't listen to me, I don't know how to provide for her. That's me. A woman can't listen to me, I don't know how to protect her. Okay? Woman can't listen to me, I don't understand why her welfare is my concern. I understand, we as men, we go through a lot of stuff, right? A lot of women want this and want that. I don't care because I pay for what I want to pay for. And a lot of men, y'all, we present the wrong thing to women. We're so focused on trying to convince a woman she should be with us. And that just ain't my world. My world is I give a woman an opportunity to be with me. I'm going to be the one end up paying for her. So her opportunity is to be associated with me. I don't have an opportunity to associate with her. The only way that's going to work, now I'm not saying if you want a black woman, I'm not saying you can't be a bum. You can be a bum if you're a black man, but you're gonna get a black woman, and she'll rock with that for a while. But after so long, she'll get tired of it, and then you gotta play the game and go be with somebody else. Because women don't like taking care of men. And that's just the way it goes. Will they take care of a man for a period of time? Yes. And a lot of y'all don't get why they do it. A lot of what they're doing, they're just trying to get you to accept a subordinate role to them. And a lot of men never accept that subordinate role. And that's why at some point, they just gonna leave you alone and call you a bum and say you didn't do this and you didn't do that, and she should have never dealt with you and all that type of stuff. And the thing is, if you're gonna play the bum role, there's no reason to care. The guys who are leeching off the women, they don't really care because the goal is to be the leech. That's what the goal is. But there's a lot of men who don't do that to women, and we see what happens to women, the thing that they volunteered to be a part of. We'll see them with a man for years. We know the man ain't never getting no job. He never, quote unquote, treated her right. He never helped out. And then we'll say stupid stuff like, yeah, she just needs somebody who'll step up for it. No, she don't. She got exactly what she wants. That's why she's still there with him. See, what I don't suggest any man do is you go right behind some woman who had a man that wasn't doing squat for her. No, you don't want to be too close to that. She need to get over what's going on in her head. You need to give her some room to breathe, okay? Give her a little time. I ain't gonna mess with you. And what I'm definitely not gonna do is compete with another man even through an idea. Okay? I'm not trying to compete with your old man. Now, there's a lot of people, y'all. You don't even hear it in music. Now, y'all got to understand, when guys write songs, they're writing songs to make money. So what do you put in the song? And shout out to DF5528. Appreciate you, my brother. Appreciate you. Thank you for the super sticker. Real talk. Real talk. Thank you for the super sticker. See, they'll put in a song, your man ain't like me. I'm better than your old man. You need to drop that loser and get with me. They gonna say different types of phrases like that. And the thing is, I like the songs. I don't get upset about the songs. I know what the song is made to do. They make the song sound good so people will listen to the song. Okay? And the thing is, now stuff is going to streaming more, but they were trying to sell a record. You got to sell a record. So they got to put something on the song that they believe is going to help the record sell. So I get all that type of stuff. I ain't mad at them brothers at all. I don't get mad about them brothers. Do your thing, make your money. I ain't never tripping about a brother making some money. But at the end of the day, it's entertainment. I'm not going to put myself down and trying to be some woman's entertainment. And some brothers do that. I am beyond an entertainment source to a woman. If she happens to be entertained, great. But that's not what my purpose with her is. My purpose is not to be her entertainer. That's just a little. Now, I'm an entertaining person, so you get a bonus of getting to be with an entertaining person by being with me. But that is not my purpose, to be your entertainer. Okay? That's what television for. Okay? That's what the movies is for. That's what music is for. That's what sports is for. That's what magazines are for. That is what books are for, to entertain you. I ain't there to entertain you. I'm there to lead you. I will protect and provide for you as long as I'm leading you. But the day I can't lead you, the day I can't protect you, the day I can't provide for you, I don't make sure you okay. That's not my job. And a lot of black men do this. Even if you have an issue with a woman, well, she says she leaving. Well, I'm gonna do this and I'm gonna do that just to make sure she's straight. Why are you trying to make sure she's straight? She said she leaving, bro. Just let her go. She good. You don't make the decision to leave unless you're okay with what you're leaving with. Protect and provide for your wife, man. That's what I'm trying to tell you. Protect and provide for your wife. If she ain't in position to even become your wife, why you worry about her situation? Worry about yours. But I'm gonna slow down right here because I have a guest up. We got Glocktavius, baby. Glocktavius, baby, is in the house. So let me give him the floor. Go ahead, my brother. How you doing?
Hey, good. Happy Friday, Roger.
Happy Friday, bro. Shout out to Glocktavius.
Black Vegas had to show up. Mm? So that we got a bunch of what I call them arrogant beggars, swaggy beggars. You know what I mean, obligation beggars. This is crazy. This is crazy work, Roger. Imagine a bum telling you what you ought to do for them. Like, do I owe you? Yeah. Why am I supposed to do anything for you? I don't owe you like that. All you do is beg me. You know what I mean? So you got them trying to get get men, black men's patriarchy by feminist specification. So when they tell you to provide, you provide. When they tell you to protect, you protect. And most importantly, you shut up. Protect, provide, and shut up. You don't get to say so. You know what I mean? You fund it, they run it. Because they are like they are white supremacists at heart. So they just treat us Negroes, like Negroes. You know? So the Negroes, all you gotta do is just go out there, bust us behind, and protect and provide for whomever you can come across. Let's say you ought to protect and provide XYZ. But what are you getting? You're not getting a woman who's in shape. You're not getting a beautiful woman. You're not getting a virgin. You're not getting a decent womb. Nah. You get Glocktavius 6 times baby mama. That's what you're going to get. You get a woman who's argumentative. You get bills. You get stress add to your life. You get all that good stuff for your protection. Doesn't this sound like similar to slavery? I mean, that's close to slavery. I'm like, damn, I'm uncomfortable with that. Especially as the emperor. I'm like, nah, that looks too close to slavery, man. I get no say so. You got women now arguing about whether or not you should even your children, your quote unquote biological children, should have your last name. And it's saying, nah, maybe those children should have their mother's name. I'm like, okay, so I'm supposed to take care of them. When I mean them, I mean worst case scenario, you marry a single mother of one, and you put two in her, so that's three. So you're supposed to provide for four people, but ain't none of them going to have your last name. Mom don't want your last name because she thinks she's too independent for that. How dare you to press my last name to add yours? So she's like, you're not sharing your last name. Your children don't have your last name. Galactavius' baby don't have your last name. You're like, God damn, I get nothing. I get I get to just work like a slave. I get you like a dog in my own house and I get nothing. And, and the worst part, protecting. Okay, let's talk about protection.
I got hope. I got another guest who came up. So
all right. I'll circle back.
I'm gonna say shout out to Emerald Edge, brother. Good to see you. Good to see you. He said he listening from the clouds. Hey, it's all good, brother. It's all good. We just glad to hear. Shout out to you, brother. Shout out to Jay Bones for dropping $2 on the super stick. Appreciate that, my brother. Appreciate that. Thank you very much. Thank you very much. And I'm gonna say, y'all, at the end of the day, you better learn the lesson my parents taught me. Now, I will give my parents a lot of credit for making sure that, when we was growing up, they taught us certain things that is very easy to live by.
Funny.
They said, get what you like because you going to be the one stuck with it. And that's a lesson I ain't never forgot. Get what you like because you going to be the one stuck with it. So you know what I do, y'all? I get the stuff I like. So there are a lot of women out there who do want you to, quote unquote, protect and provide and shut up. I don't get none of them because I don't like them. I spend my money on the stuff I want to spend my money on. And guess what? A lot of that don't include a bunch of women's mess. It just don't include that. Okay? So at the end of the day, I ain't saying I'm mad at them for being them, but them women that are no concern to me. But I'm going to give the flow to Lena because she's here. And we got Inspired Truth coming up, so I'm going to give the flow to him right after Lena. So, Lena, good to see you. You had the flow, sister. Knock yourself out.
Okay, good morning. Black men should protect and provide for. I was gonna say, I think their children, and I think that they should protect and provide for, like, if they're married. But I think provision is not just like monetarily. I think, 'cause especially in this climate, a lot of people can't afford to pay all the bills. It's like, it's a partnership. But I also think that provide goes beyond financial means. It means provide like attention, provide care, provide servitude, and vice versa. Like, as long as you guys both fulfill your needs as mates. I think, every relationship is different. Maybe you need a woman who does all the cooking. Maybe the man can't cook, so you cook and you clean and you have to work too. That's fine. It's within that relationship dynamic. Maybe the man, you do that and he does the yard work, or he does the car stuff, or with the protect, the man is like, I'm gonna tell you now, I don't even know how to shoot nothing. That's all him. Like, if it goes down or getting robbed, maybe have to help. You ultimately you are responsible for your own protection, because your man's might not always be there. You might be at the grocery store or something go down. You might be by yourself. But ultimately, if you have a mate, your loving mate will make sure and look after you and care for you. So I think that's who a man should provide and protect for a wife, even a fiance. Y'all about to get married, someone at that stage, in the dating stage. I think it's the same for a woman. You show, like, I feel like it's an audition. Either an interview, like, hey, are you the one for me? You sit there and you vet your mate. Oh, she cooks. Oh, she cleans. And you vet the guy, like, oh, he has paid for a date, or he is concerned and he thought about me. He's thoughtful. I think it should be like, the audition stage. You don't have to go overboard. I don't think anyone should be paying anyone's bills right off the bat. You're just dating. That's a liability. And that makes you one if that person is responsible. Okay, you have the floor. Thank you.
Okay, interesting. But I'm going to say this, y'all. Partnerships are for gay people. Heterosexual black women need to let go of gay concepts if you want to be in a marriage with a straight man.
But they are gays.
Partnerships are for gay people. Why do gay people have partnerships? Because it's two women, same thing, or two men, same thing. So therefore, they do partnerships. Straight people don't do partnerships. If you come with gay ideas to straight people, you're not coming the best way. Okay, I'm just saying. That's not a diss to the gay people. I understand it's America. You can legally be gay here. Okay, it's not a diss. It's just reality. Partnerships are for people who are gay because they're the same thing. It's a man with a man or a woman with a woman. Knock yourselves out. Ain't got nothing to do with us straight folks. Now, Inspired Truth, you got the flow next, and then we get Tunnel Runner in right after you.
All right, am I coming in clear? Can you hear me?
Yes,
Is
sir.
it bad or good? Good. All right. Salute to you, Raj. Salute to the panel, and salute to the chat. All right. So a lot of what we end up dealing with when we talk about protect, provide, and shut up is pretty much just extraction for the most part. And the reason that it ends up being that extraction, and also criticism while you're doing that protection and providing and all of that, you're getting this. Oh, you're doing it this way. You shouldn't do it this way. You should be doing it that way. All this pushback, all of this friction that waste a bunch of effort. All that is because you're not the leader. Like it comes right back to that you're not the leader thing. And that whole partnership stuff, we don't really have time for a whole lot of a conversation and get a committee together and think about debating the topic of whether you should duck or not. You need to duck when I say duck. Like you cannot do protection if somebody's not going to listen to you as the leader in the first place. You end up with like these impossible missions, these literal mission impossible scenarios that just don't work. This is this is why it all just kind of comes right back to like who is the leader, who is the architect, not the leader. I can't protect him. We just kick it, and I'll leave it there.
Okay. Tunnel Runner, you got it.
Yeah, I think what it comes down to respect. If you respect somebody, you will follow their lead. And a lot of people, a lot of women, sorry to say, do not respect men and they want to compete with men. If you're competing with me, you're not going to respect me. If you respect me, you will follow my lead and let me be the leader, and then I can do my part of the deal. And I need for you to do your part of the deal. If I'm here to lead, protect, and provide, I need for you to cook, clean. I need you to take care of my children, have my children, and I need you to give me what I want, what I wanted. But that's the deal. You do your side, I do my side. Husband, wife. Like you said, no partners. That's not what we are. We are, I'm your husband and you're the wife. You do your duty, I do my duty, and we will get along fine.
All right, now I'm gonna jump in and say this, y'all. A lot of times we not really in a good space of where we supposed to be. And as black men, there are times where we got to jump on our own case about certain stuff. Because y'all have mentioned the interesting concept. Okay, not like I ain't heard it before. Shout out to Mr. Z. Yeah, this interesting concept. And I'm just going to call it interesting because it's a very interesting concept to me. Protect, provide, and shut up. That's interesting. Okay. I ain't never heard of something like that before Mr. Z said it. Have I seen people who do stuff like that? Yeah, I have, of course. You know, I'm a man of the people. I done seen all kinds of scenarios going down. Now, as a person who been taught since I was a child, pay for what you like because you gonna be the one stuck with it. See, I ain't never been in a situation where I protect, provide, and shut up. Because I only pay for what I like. Now I'm gonna say, as men, if you are willing to protect, provide, and shut up, whatever you get is your fault. Because you paid for it. I can't blame her for what you're paying for. Why are you willing to pay for it? But this is something that I understand a lot of black men don't get, especially when they're growing up. Your money counts. The last place you can talk crazy to me, y'all, and if y'all knew me personally, y'all would know this is extremely true. The last place you're going to talk crazy to me is in my home. I will kill you. Okay? I'll knock you clean out. Why? Because I'm at home. Now, talking crazy to me in the street, different scenario. Talking crazy to me at your place, different scenario. Talking crazy to me at some public event, different scenario. Talk crazy to me at home, you might die. Well, when I'm at home, you might die. Literally, you literally might die. because I pay for what I want. I pay for my home. So what I look like having somebody talk crazy to me in the home I'm paying for, that don't even register to me. Okay. I admitted before, y'all. I had a young lady talk crazy to me one time in my car. I don't remember what we was doing or where we was at. I just know we was on the expressway. And she started talking crazy to me while we was on the expressway. Y'all know what I did? I pulled over and told her just go and get out. And I put out on the expressway. Why? Because I pay for that car. If I buy it, I'm gonna act like I own it. Okay? I'm gonna act like everybody needs to respect the efforts that I make. Because anything I pay, I gotta go work to get the money. I ain't got no rich daddy just throwing me money, y'all. Okay? That ain't what it is. Okay. When I get stuff, I got to go earn it. Now I ain't gonna say my dad ain't never gave me nothing because that would be an absolute lie. You know what I'm saying? Have my dad paid stuff for me? Yes, absolutely he has. You know, will he do it to this day? Sure he will. But I ain't trying to go to my daddy to ask him to pay for stuff for me. But my thing is everybody gonna respect what's mine, or we gonna have a problem. And an easy way for me to eliminate a problem is just to get rid of you. So as black men, you gotta ask yourself, what are you doing? Okay. If you on that protect, provide, and shut up thing, what are you doing? I don't understand. And I've said before in past shows, you know, there's black men out here, which is part of this whole narrative of like married men who have sex the least. Now me, I want sex. I'm gonna explain to a woman who gets in a relationship with me, sex is an everyday requirement. Now I'm not saying we're gonna have it every single day. There will be days I'm too tired, I ain't gonna want to do it. That's gonna happen. Okay, there'll be times where she's on her period. It ain't gonna happen then. But the general rule is sex every day. Now, if I can't have sex, now, and I understand there's a lot of women who have this thought process that once I get a man or I'm married to a man and really can't do nothing about it, you know, I ain't gotta have sex with him no more. If I were to ever run into that problem, I'd stop paying bills. Everything we gotta be lost. I'm a guy, y'all. I'm realistic. Why do we get nice cars, nice homes, nice clothes, and all that stuff? We do that for women. Mess around, be married to me, and tell me I can't have sex. I'm telling you, I'll let you talk your talk, but I promise you, in about what I don't know exactly what it takes. Maybe within 90 days, the lights going out. Okay, I don't know when they're gonna cut stuff off. I don't know for sure, but I guarantee you, if I'm in a relationship, if I'm married to some woman, and all of a sudden we get to this point where we just not having sex, I bet you within 90 days the lights go out. You know, I bet you somebody start coming over there talking about we here to cut the gas off. I bet you if it ain't already paid for, if there's a mortgage on the home, I bet you start getting red notices about how the mortgage ain't being paid. And I understand people would say, Roger, why would you do that to you? Do what? I'm a dude. What I really need? I'm a dude.
Yeah. That whole so this thing about the whole like protect, provide, and shut up thing is kind of like turning stoicism on its head and turning masculinity on its head. It's a reframing basically. So I mean, and it's a chick that like was saying it like in a clip or whatnot, but like the whole idea of this is that is misdirection is basically like lying basically. So they're ending up doing this extraction thing where they're just kind of taking resources and then not giving you this mission that's like actually impossible. It's like, oh, protect, but you're gonna protect the way that I'm saying to protect. Yeah, you go and you use that jab, even though your main thing is the hook. You know, like it's like an impossible mission. It really is. It's a waste of energy that's just meant to extract, and it even hurts other women because now you don't have those resources for somebody that you actually are their archetype. Like this whole thing really centers around like being you first and being solid in being you and not taking that friction from people that don't want to accept you, you know?
It's feminism, it's patriarchy by feminist specifications. Today they want you to pay all the bills. Now tomorrow is gonna be half. Oh, today she don't want to go to work. Now tomorrow she wants to go to work. Oh, no. No. Today she might give half of the mortgage. But the next month, nah, she ain't got it. You know what I mean? But all this time, your role as the man pretty much stays static. You don't get to say, I ain't feel like working this month. I ain't feel like paying no bills this month. But she can tell you,
Well,
hey, you ain't getting no buns for this month. And you have to get over it. So she's essentially you misusing you, although all the while she gets to pretty much guard everything that she ought to give you, which includes respect. Yes. You don't get that a la carte.
That's because somebody else or something else is her leader.
now I'm gonna say shout out to There I Said It. He said, put out on the interstate, Roger goes hard on the chick. And I'm gonna say, let's stop that misconception. There I said I appreciate you big time, but let's stop the misconception that I go hard on the chick, y'all. I don't go hard on the chick. She started talking crazy while we was on the interstate. I didn't tell her where to start talking crazy. If she didn't want to talk crazy on the interstate, she didn't have to. This is America. This is a free country. She could have waited till we was somewhere else to talk crazy. She could have waited till we was at a restaurant. She could have waited till we was at her house, my house, whatever. She could have talked crazy in a multitude of different places. What it got to do with me that she decided to talk crazy on the interstate? It is what it is. I didn't pick the place. So I appreciate you there, I said it, but I want you to remember I didn't pick the location. She did. Why would you make me respond to you getting out of pocket with me while we on the interstate? That is your choice. That is your business. Hey, it is what it is. All I know is I don't like people talking crazy to me in my car. So I had to do something about it. And the way I solved that problem is I just got rid of the person who was talking crazy to me. Because I don't like people talking crazy to me in my car. That's me.
She's
And
lucky
I
that
ain't gonna
she
apologize for that.
In
she's
general,
lucky that
she's
she didn't
supposed to
get
be
ejected.
respectful.
Well, both of y'all gonna have to say it again real quick. Inspired Truth, you say yours first, then turn around and say yours after.
Oh no,
What'd you
that
say?
wasn't me.
Okay, that must have been you, Emperor. What'd you say?
Nah, she's lucky that she didn't get ejected out of the car.
Well, I mean, I ain't gonna throw you out just for talking crazy. I'm just, I ain't gonna push you out. I said I ain't gonna push you out the door just for talking crazy. But you know, I might punch you in the face or something before I do that if it was a dude. But you know what I'm saying. But I ain't gonna just push you out. You know what I'm saying. But you know, getting out is getting out. And now, what'd you say, Tony Runner?
I said, but in general, she's supposed to be respectful enough not to know that, not to try to pick a fight and not to be messing with somebody when you're in that situation. She's supposed to be a respectable woman. If she can't beat you up, then she needs to be respectful and not try to use her strength that she doesn't have to be messing with you.
Well, you know what? I'm gonna say she should just be respectful in general. But I'm gonna say this. See, I gotta look at stuff that other people wouldn't necessarily. I know black men, we're not trained to look at this stuff. I got to look at how intelligent is a woman who gonna talk crazy to me in my car and we on the expressway. Is this a smart woman? Why would you get into it with me and we on some random highway nowhere close to home? I don't remember exactly where it was. I know we was nowhere close to home, and it wasn't gonna be just easy for her to fix this problem. So that's kind of slow. You would teach my daughter to act that slow. I don't need you to raise my daughter. You see what I'm saying? I'm looking at an
Yeah,
intelligence factor. If you would do this, you would teach my daughter to do this. I don't need nobody who would teach my daughter to do something this stupid. So you got to go. It is what it is. Now, maybe that'll improve her for the next man. Hopefully, it is what it is at that point. But Black Guru has come up, so let me go ahead and give him the mic. Black Guru, you have the floor, my brother. How you doing?
Hey, Roger, thanks for having me. Hope you and the gentlemen on the panel, folks in the public chat, are doing well.
Well, Black Guru, please forgive me. Please forgive me. I just want to answer this question real quickly since it just came up. I'm listening. Said, did she break up with you? I don't know. I ain't talked to her. Okay, I don't know. Maybe she did. I haven't spoke to her to confirm whether we broken up or not. So that's what I'm gonna let you know about that. All right, go ahead, Black Rose. Sorry about that, brother. Sorry.
I wanted to clarify something because you guys were talking about protect, provide, and shut up.
That's what they said. It wasn't me.
Who said that? Who said that?
The lady in the clip.
Babies brought it up, but in those terms. But I mean, it's a legitimate part of the conversation, though. I just don't believe in it. That's all I'm saying.
Yeah, that came from, it was a black woman on a video where they were lamenting black men speaking up for themselves, kind of what it happens obviously in the black manosphere. And they were basically saying that they wish for the day of the legend, I guess, maybe more so than might have been accurately true, of their great grandfather who was the strong silent type, who worked himself into an early grave and didn't really say much. So that was that's where this whole legend of protect, provide, and shut up comes from. So that's where that came from. I think Z brought it up, and there's a video of the woman actually saying it out there, rather sort of brazenly, admonishes or
I realized that I looked before you got in. I just put it in part. I did have it in reverse. Yeah.
I got it.
Yeah,
sorry about that, Black. Go ahead.
Yeah, black women rather brazenly declaring that black men talk too much. They use this term sassy, which I think is just a horrific way to refer to black men, any men, but especially black men. In all these sort of little ways to try to diminish your stature as men, your position as men. In regards to protecting or who you should protect, I mean, it's pretty simple. Obviously your wife, your children. I agree with you. Anyone after that, you may feel some greater obligation to protect some kin, particularly birth kin, which would be your mother, maybe your female siblings, your sisters or whatever. But even that is a little more elective than I would say your biblical obligation would be to protect your wife and your children. Anything after that is just kind of, up to you, so to speak. But, what complicates things in this current black environment is folks ain't getting married. So because folks ain't getting married, there's this whole, look, when most of us are getting married, the whole protection of a woman, protection of children, and men respecting each other's protection of their family, it created a kind of order and a synergy within communities because you knew automatically, don't mess with this girl because that's Sam's daughter. Don't mess with this woman because that's Earl's wife. It made very simple protection because men knew who they would have to immediately knew who they would have to deal with if they treaded upon some female. Now, likewise, that female knew who whomever's husband was, whomever's son or brother was, and there was going to be some implied threat, or not threat, respect for that position because of families and communities of people knowing each other or knowing of, secondarily, this is whatever, son, nephew, niece, father, etc. So even in the protection, it wasn't so much about some guy standing with a shield and a sword in front of some women. Protection really mostly comes from having a stable community of people who are taking care of I'm taking care of my family. You taking care of your family. I'm not going to tread on yours because you may kill me. You're not going to tread on mine because I may kill you. And that's where the real protection actually lies, in a civil, stable community and society.
I have a follow up there for or if you don't mind. Um, it seems a lot like marriage isn't even really like marriage anymore. It's just kind of like this nebulous thing where it can be a tool for extraction. One minute, somebody might feel like, oh, I need to be committed this. The moment might feel like I need to be committed this minute. The next minute it's like, oh, I need to rob this nigga. But like that's kind of like where we are, where the structure, the norms have kind of eroded, and the idea of protection is kind of like been turned into this Hollywood thing where you're gonna be basically that crash out that's out there in the street instead of not bringing problems into the house. Like the bringing problems into the house is what gets so many people caught up in reality, though. You know?
Well, on your first point about um, how uh, frivolous, I guess, maybe is what I would put women's perspective on marriage, current modern perspective on marriage. That's due in large part because of the break between generations. You used to have elder women keeping a lot of that under control, and they would specifically cite, because this is what God requires of you. You're a mother. You have children. You're a wife. You're responsible for that man. That man works 60 hours a week. Elder women would deal with that. So you wouldn't have just some woman just sort of, or she's in whatever phase of her period or whatever, or or she's particularly turned on by some dude she met at the oil change place, and she's just going to wreck her life because of it. No, you would have other women, kind of regularly reacquainting women with reality and with their responsibilities. And so that kept a lot of things in place. But as the government grew in presence, both in terms of supplemental assistance and social engineering, but then also in the favorable schooling and employment opportunities, that that broke down the bonds between elder and younger women over the last 60 years. And so now you got younger women thinking they're much more free to do what they want to do, and that freedom including wrecking marriages.
Yeah, and I'm gonna say, as men, we gotta look what mistakes have we made, because the whole idea that y'all said about a protect, provide, and shut up. How does a woman get that idea? Because every woman that I've been with, you are what I like, or you are gone. If I can't get along with you, you're not gonna be there anymore. I ain't doing squat for you. It just is what it is. And this is why I do believe, as I stated before, you got too many people moving in together, and you ain't committed enough to her to marry her. If you're not gonna marry, you don't need her to move in. And you know what's a lot easier to do, y'all? Get rid of somebody who don't live with you. It's way easy. You know,
Well,
these mental
but
battles. Oh, go ahead.
the protect and the provide. Look, when your wife was gonna do her job, was gonna take care of the home, was gonna cook. Maybe she worked, maybe, you know, part time, etc. Your woman was going to fulfill her duties. I remember, as I look back in the past, I remember seeing. I don't ever remember any of like my uncles or whatever having to tell their wives to do their job. These women did their fucking job. But like I said, I come from a generation of people. I'm one generation away from picking cotton. So these were people. At some point, my mother, they picked cotton in the morning, and then they walked a couple of miles to school afterwards. So I come from from people, from women who did their job. So why do I have to be doing a whole lot of talking? At least talking from what children would observe. Now, a lot of times uh, in the past, men talk privately. When the children are asleep, or they go in the room and they close the door, or whatever. It wasn't a whole lot of sharing of business in the presence of children. So then you're two, three generations, and all you never heard Papa, who was, by the time you saw him, hopefully he's still alive, but if not, if he is, yeah, he's going to seem like the strong and silent type, because he had a woman that did what the fuck she was supposed to do. How much talking I need to do? So even that whole notion of this protect, provide, the strong silent type, yeah, I ain't got to be talking. Well, you a damn child or a grandchild. You ain't even supposed to know what I got to say. So a lot of that is this very sort of fantasy of how people really lived and related amongst each other from prior generations. It's a level of ignorance, and it's sad because again, the generations that have broken down, that even the truth about why things happened a certain way, you don't even know the truth about why things happened a certain kind of way. You didn't know the truth, maybe that at some point your grandmother or great grandmother was a spendthrift and damn near put you all in bankruptcy, and so that affected how Papa was dealing with your grandmother. You know, now he didn't make a point of necessarily, screaming and hollering about everything that was going on, but you saw your grandmother behave in a certain kind of way around your grandfather, and you think, man, he mean or whatever. No, bitch almost put us in bankruptcy in 1974.
It was almost
So
home.
these are the kinds of things. Yeah, these are the kind of things. These are the parts of the story that nobody. I feel so sorry for young black people, especially young black women. You're so ignorant of who and what we are and where we come from and our history. You're so impossibly ignorant, and because you're so ignorant of our past, you're walking. It's like a societally, we're kind of a house of cards because it's not really built on anything substantial. And I'm kind of ranting, so politics, Roger.
No problem, no problem. But we'll let usual business get in and the Great Black Reset right after that. Go ahead, usual business. How you doing, brother?
What's up? How you doing, Roger? And shout out to the panel and shout out to everybody in the chat. I guess necessarily my mindset is a little different about this, right? Because how I look at it, with one death comes a new birth. That's how I look at it. Personally, like I understand people want to have this quote unquote, back in the past we had this necessarily, back in the past we had that quote unquote mentality, right? But it's gone. It's gone. Like I'm watching videos of Jet Black Airways or whatever. He having a conversation when he finally figuring it out, and it's like his family gonna have to split ways from the gynocracy, right? Which it needs to happen. So for me, I'm not.
Hey, we don't be promoting people's channels on over here, brother. We don't do that over here.
My
Okay,
bad, my bad.
just remember that. But go ahead, though.
My bad, right? But I was on another person's channel, and he was basically explaining to how the gynocracy necessarily splitting his family, and he see him and his family and a couple of his kids going one way, and the other part of his family going the other way, which I necessarily see as the ultimate result that needs to happen. Like for me, I'm happy about this because I know at the end of the day, the dead weight is going to be shed. The problem is some people out here saying, "Oh my gosh, I'm gonna lose Keisha, my auntie part of the dead weight." For me, I'm looking at this necessarily holistically. If we actually turn the quote unquote emotional aspect of this off and look at this from the tactical aspect of what we are trying to achieve, everything's going correctly right. Everything is going correctly right. Because you're going to get rid of the dead weight. I got a niece necessarily, right? Quote unquote. She just had a baby. She like 17, 18 or whatever. She full on a gynocracy route. She living at home with her mama. I'm sitting here seeing this. I know she's gonna be in poverty. I know. I don't even go no more. I don't even care no more, right? Because at the end of the day, I free myself from the quote unquote. I hate to say it, the weight of their existence. I know that sounds bad, but I free myself from the weight of their existence. And once you do that necessarily, as a man, you kind of get to that mentality. Oh, it's a lot of things you can quote unquote conquer at that point.
So you said no responsibility with no authority.
All right. Great Black Reset. It's on you, brother. It's on you.
Good morning, fellas. Good morning. First, I want to give a shout out to the city of Chicago for having some actual bearable weather this week. It was
Chicago
really
always great.
It's
Chicago always great.
fantastic for January.
it reached a balmy 53 degrees this morning before it plummeted back down to 40. But I enjoyed it. I did. And I'm getting out of Dodge before it goes bad.
Shout
So
out to global warming.
So
Of course, we won't have any icebergs left, but hey, whatever.
Man, listen, when it snows in Chicago, it's plenty of icebergs on the street. Trust me. Lord have mercy. But man, I'm gonna speak to black women as a monolith. These women are liars. American black women are liars. Why are they liars? Because the ones who are telling the truth are not saying it loud enough to shut up the ones who are lying. They're liars. 75% of them are not married. It's an issue. They know it's an issue now. It's public, and they're lying about their very existence. They're lying about how they're encountering men and what's going on. All this stuff that they're blustering about men have to do this and have to do that and need to do this and need to do that. Where's the proof of it? 75% of y'all are single. They just lying, man. And we as black men, man, we need to separate ourselves from these women. Period. Man, I know everybody can't travel. Everybody can't travel. I get that. But man, you can find you a Latino woman in your city. I promise you. You can find you a woman of some other culture in your city, man. And these women appreciate us. They appreciate the way that we treat women. They appreciate the way that we carry ourselves and all this other stuff. If you're a productive black man, you can find you another woman, man. Separate yourself from these women, man. They are rotten to the core. And the reason why they're rotten is because the ones who are not rotten are not stepping up to the plate to make these chicks shut up. And I'm going to land my plane there.
All right. We got Jado in the building. What's up, Jado?
Hey, what's up, Roger? What's up, fellas? Hope y'all doing well, man. Salute to the chat, replay gang as well. It's a little story time, if you guys would allow me, man. Real quick, man. I was recently at Atlanta Hartsfield Airport, man. And this older lady, I'm assuming she was a boomer. She was old enough to possibly be my mother. I'm not sure. I'm not sure, but still with some sexual attraction, like still looking pretty good, man. She man, I'm not gonna say I got played. I just want to tell the story, man. She was asking me for directions, right? And that's a big airport, so some it can be very confusing or whatever. So she was like, "Hey, where do I go?" She played the damsel in distress, right? And and I kind of was like her tour guide there for a second, man. I found myself because she had a nice southern accent. She was pleasant, very pleasant, and
Mm,
whatever. And I actually directed her. She did what I told her to do. Like she asked me for the directions, and she actually followed me. And I was actually kind of happy to do that. And then she was like, "Yeah, I gotta grab my bag. My bag's kind of heavy. Guess who did? Guess who picked up her bag for her? That's
God
right,
damn,
I
man.
did. Yep, she got me. And guess what, man? And I thought about that. I told this to some of my family members when I was out there because I found it was very interesting, man. If someone would have ran up on her during that time I was walking her to the baggage claim, I probably would have helped. I probably wouldn't allow it to happen, man. But she was pleasant and she did what I told her to do. You know what I'm saying?
with a
And if she would have
smile.
gave me with a smile, very pleasant, man, extremely pleasant. And I was actually happy to do it. And at the end, I was waiting on my ride, and she's like, "Yeah, my family members out here to pick me up. Do you need a ride?" She actually offered it. I'm like, "No, yeah, man. I don't know if you trying to get out a young player or not, man. I don't know." Anyway, so my point is, man, I was willing to give that stuff to her because she did what I told her to do. She followed the rest. She wasn't back talking me. It wasn't any of that. So if they can't do something as simple as that, man, they don't deserve anything from you. And I just think we've become so advanced in our society, man. They become so comfortable or whatever that they feel like they can sell you to be their slave, man. So I think things need to get very rough on them to really turn around. I'll end right there. Thanks for having me, on, Ross.
Hey, appreciate that, brother. Appreciate that. Real talk. And
Man,
that's why I
I'm
say
disappointed.
No, no, you
I'm
should
so
you should not
disappointed
you
in
should not
Jaden.
you should not
Huh?
you should not feel. Let me let an old man talk for a minute. You should not feel played. That's a very southern black woman thing. That same woman would have likely invited you in your house, fed you, did all kinds of things for you. That's a very southern black woman thing. So now you weren't played. You. She was a lady, and you were a gentleman. That's how we used to do things. We would do things for. Now sometimes you yourself didn't necessarily get reciprocation, but the next brother that came up got something from her that she didn't do, that he didn't give to her. That's how it used to be. It used to be you can get invited over. I went to school in the South at HBCU. I was invited into people's homes and for dinners and stuff like that all the time, for holidays, all the time. And the women, yeah, the women expected you to do certain things for them. Because I'm a lady. I'm not as strong as you are. I'm not as durable as you are. So, no, yeah, I expect you to handle the luggage for me. But guess what? I'm going to do this for you. I'm going to invite you to my house. I'm going to bring a plate to you. That's how it used to be. See, even this whole civility thing it's so that's why, like where said, you gotta go get some other women. Because if you go get some other women, you know that kind of stuff is a natural exchange between men and women. So you're not thinking like you're being played. It's just a natural kind of complementary relationship between man and woman. But in this damn hellscape we're in called the black community, everything is up for grabs, and we got to be suspicious of everything that somebody do or you do. You got to get out of this. It's not good for your spirit.
And Black I agree with you 100%. I was saying that in a joking manner because I was happy to do that. I just thought it was an interesting story that I wanted to tell the fellas on here.
Well, Jay,
One
I
thing
think
I
it
noticed
was.
when I went to school, I grew up in Chicago. I went to HBCU in the South. One thing that was shocking to me was how the women were so much nicer and pleasant, and they would hug me. And initially, it would be kind of unsettling because I was a cousin. If a chick hugging up on me, she trying to fuck, right? So I had to kind of readjust. I had to. I'm kind of
Recalibrate.
tough. I had to kind of readjust my perspective of what that mean. That means something very different now. In some cases, it did mean that, but that kind of was an evolution that happened. But every woman, like I say, particularly in the South, and this was late '70s, early '80s. God knows what the hell's going on down there now. I don't even really probably even want to know. But there are some things that happen, a give and take in exchange of favor and gratuity that is supposed to be natural between men and women, male and female. And unfortunately, you all in an environment where you're having to guess which of that is appropriate, and it's not a healthy environment to be in for a man.
Yeah,
So can I say something real quick?
go ahead.
Okay.
I'm gonna get in after you. Go ahead.
So this is what. So remember when I said, man, you got y'all kids out here playing with chainsaws, bro. You see what I'm saying? I keep telling y'all, got y'all kids out here playing with chainsaws, and then when I tell y'all take your kid to Colombia, take your kid to quote unquote Cuba or Jamaica or some other place or whatever, y'all look at me like I'm crazy.
Now let
All
me
right.
say shout out to to Jado. I think it was a
Let
good
me go.
story, and I do understand that she was a woman who wasn't trying to take advantage of somebody, which makes it cool. She wasn't trying to take advantage, and she even offered Jado a ride to show that she wasn't trying to take advantage. The fact that Jado didn't want the ride, that's a whole different thing. Because who knows how far that would have gone? She might have invited you to home to eat and everything, whatever. Because you say she was an older woman, and I'm gonna say she probably does come from a very good family because I catch that the family is pretty much in check because if she can just offer you a ride from the people that's coming to pick her up, who's coming to pick her up? This is probably her children or some grandchildren. She knows she can tell them to take you anywhere you going. They have enough. There's enough respect built throughout that family that she don't have to ask somebody, "Will you take?" No, it's just when the car get there, and you say, "Hey, this is my friend Jado. I want y'all to drop him off at such and such," and they was just gonna do it. And when you respect the people you come from, you do that type of stuff. Because I do it myself. If my auntie tell me come pick up, I'm just going to pick up. Ain't gonna be no question about why I gotta pick you up and all this type of stuff. If she say take me to my friend house, I'm taking her to my friend house. I'm not gonna question what she got going on. I'm just gonna do what she asked me to do because I respect her. And you know what I'm saying? She has a husband. She treats her husband right, and I know that at a personal level. You see what I'm saying? The ideas that I get about how women should treat me comes from her. Okay, but it's a lot of different hers, but it comes from them on how women should treat me. I don't fix plates when I go to family events, and I ain't got no wife. Why? Because I got aunties, I got sisters, and I got cousins who gonna fix me in plates. I ain't never fixed a plate at a family event. You know what I'm saying? And I've been could have showed up with a wife. It's, but since I ain't got one of them always volunteering to do it. So that's the way life is supposed to be. And I'm gonna say shout out to Chef Mike. He says Tunnel Runner is going to get a you keep forgetting to mute tax. And I'm gonna Tunnel Runner, you gotta mute, bro. If you're gonna step away and start talking to other people, make sure you mute up, my brother, because you did interrupt Black Uru because you forgot to mute. So yeah, make sure if y'all engage in something outside the show, make sure y'all hit that mute button. I know I try to do it on a regular basis. Y'all make sure I hit that mute button so we don't mess up the show. All right. But excuse me. I agree with Roger, demonetized. You got the flow, my brother. How you doing?
Listen, this is probably going to be a first, maybe a last, but I can't believe I'm saying this on your platform. I agree with Roger 100% today. I can't believe I'm agreeing with your black ass on everything, but I actually think that you're knocking it out the park today. Hey, this might have to be recorded like 16 times, but I'll never agree with you probably this much ever again. But I'll land my plane on that, my brother. You're doing a great job.
No, no. Let me say this. I'm still disappointed.
We always disappointed.
I'm still disappointed too. I'm gonna throw mine in the hat. I'm still disappointed.
I'm still disappointed in J Lo.
Well,
J
before
Lo
you
gave up,
hold
gave
on,
up,
hold on,
gave
real
up the.
quick, real quick. Before you say how you disappointed in J-Lo, can we acknowledge how far along I agree with Roger demonetized has come? He's been more of a brilliant man every time he come up here, y'all. It seems like he's getting smarter and smarter. I just want everybody to notice how smart this man is getting, because now he agree
Get him?
100% today. Yeah,
I mean,
get
he
him.
agreeing, so he got to be smart, bro. I mean, the more
He
you agree with
brilliant.
Roger, the
Yeah,
smarter you get, apparently.
he brilliant. I just want that to be acknowledged that he's a brilliant man, and I'm
Well, it
proud
looks
of him.
like I
That's
need to
all.
go see my psychiatrist, so I'm gonna drop down.
All right. Let me stop playing. All right, all right. Go ahead and go Octavius, baby. Go ahead.
Well, I'm disappointed in J Lo. You see how easy it was for him to fold? He folded for a smile. That's how easy y'all niggas are. He folded because she was nice. She asked politely. This ninja became a tourist guide, walking her all over the airport. Since when did you know the airport so well? I don't know, but let's not get into that. He became a tour guide, walked her around, carried her luggage because she was nice to him. You see how easy y'all niggas are? I'm disappointed in y'all. Y'all are willing to give up the protection, the provision, for a smile and a good attitude. Man, my God. Man. So you remember when he said if somebody was trying to get into it with her, he would have to step in and intervene. So that man was almost willing to put his life and freedom on the line because old lady was nice and polite. God damn. Y'all are too easy, man. Yeah, if y'all were women, y'all be hoes.
I got to step in and defend my brother Jado. My,
I see
bro-
what he's
my,
doing.
my brother Jado fell to the feminine wiles of the Southern Belle femininity. And if you ain't never ran into that before, that is a powerful thing. I know she called him baby about 10 times. Thank you, baby. I appreciate you, baby. Ooh, you look good, baby. You smell good, baby. And I know every time she said baby, it just pumped him up a little bit. Man, if you ain't never experienced that, when you do experience that, you can't get away. He damn near got married in that airport.
But you sound like my grandmama saying that shit, bro.
I'm a dark skinned brother, and I was blushing, bro.
Bro, and this goes back to something I said on this show several times. It is easy for a black woman to get married. All you got to do is be nice to one of them. That's all you got to do.
And they
That's
still can't do it.
that's why
That's
it's so
sad.
disappointing where we're
Mm.
at today. And Uru's right. We are in a hellscape with these women. Brothers,
What?
please.
Wait. Way back we said, slow down.
Uh-huh.
What woman, sir? These are hoes.
I keep saying that shit, but like y'all think it's a lie when I say it. But like,
I'm I'm trying to I'm trying to be a better Christian. Trying to be a better Christian.
yeah.
I'm
Well,
trying to be a better Christian.
All right, bro. We need warrior Christian right now. You see what I'm saying? Not leading to the water Christian, bro.
Well,
well,
these these very promiscuous women are having their way. They're spoiled. We have spoiled them to the point that they are no good to themselves nor anyone else, and that's what we're
Exactly, bro.
dealing with.
Well, I'm gonna say at the end of the day, y'all, and I gotta let Shark get in. We got to understand, yo, we do some things that encourage some things. So I'm gonna say what my parents told me because I really want black men to get this as a serious concept. Buy what you like, cause you gonna be the one stuck with it. When you truly start operating like that, a lot of the issues that women have are just gonna be issues that you're gonna be looking at other people go through. Because real talk, when it comes to women, I get what I like. You know why I worry about being with an ugly woman? Because I pick the one I talk to. I just don't pick the ugly one. You know? Why I don't have to deal with fat women? Because I pick the ones I like. I just address the ones who are not fat. You know? The ones that seem pleasant, that's the ones I'm gonna talk to. The ones with the smile on their face, those are the ones I'm gonna talk to.
The
Yo,
ladies at the
pick
airport.
what you like. Okay, that's all I'm saying. Get what you like, cause you gonna be the one stuck with it. But let me give it to Shark real quick. Shark, you got the flow, my brother.
Yo, what's up, fellas? Happy Friday. Can y'all hear me good, or do I need to change
Yeah,
my
you
stuff up?
fine, you good.
Um, Jado, Jado, I ain't mad at you, but I ain't glad at you. You got caught with the propaganda, and like Kev was saying, yeah, all they gotta do is be nice to us. Nigga, you don't know when they being nice. She was literally lost in the airport. That's why she was being nice. They only nice when they need you. That's a parasite. The reason why
Uh-oh.
they still prosper and they still out here talking their stuff and shaking their tail feather is because niggas fold fast. We have to be ice, baby. Okay? We gotta be like that ice agent. Like and Uru said something earlier about 1974. That is, and these older women are the reason these young women are like that because these older women lied. They lied to the granddaughter. Yeah, your grandfather was mean and surly and this and that, but didn't tell them how they almost put the family in bankruptcy. And then she lied to the grandson, and now the grandson thinks, you know what I mean, or the mother will lie to the son and stuff like that. Yo, brothers, we're at a point where there is no return. And I keep telling y'all that 74% shit don't mean nothing, man. Because y'all still out here carrying goddamn bags for them. Y'all still out here leading them through the goddamn airport. Y'all still out here trying to smile at them. Goddamn Great Black Reset will jump out the window for Jasmine Crockett. This is ridiculous, brothers.
Hey, don't talk about my baby like that. Don't talk about my baby like that.
Ain't no shit. He jumped out the window already, glass all down on the third floor. We look at him. The head splattered already. We gotta pick him up. Call an
You,
ambulance. But this is what I'm talking about. We don't have like a woman. Nobody should respect some. No woman should respect a group of men with no fucking backbone. We talk about people don't like us. People don't nobody give a fuck about you. You don't have no backbone. The only thing you could do is rap, dance, and with your pants hanging off your behind. The Chinese man don't look at you like a threat because you can't even control your woman. You can't even control your community. The white man damn sure don't look at you as a threat no more. He don't give a hell that you got a bigger penis than him. He don't care. The Indian man damn sure don't care. He rules his joint with an iron fist. Yo, brothers, I love y'all to death. Even the people who ain't on the panel, the people that's out in the crowd, black men, we are the track, we are the garbage men of the world. The African American men, we are the garbage men of the world, and we have so much more potential to be the kings of the world. But we don't even have a backbone enough to throw motherfuckers out the kingdom when they're supposed to be out the kingdom. These people are supposed to be exiled. I
I was
saw
gonna
that
say, can you
today.
speak up, bro? Cause you kind of away from the mic a little bit, bro.
What part did you the last part you heard?
Soon as
No,
you start talking about Jasmine, your mic went out.
nah, no. We hear you, but you do sound. I'm gonna say more
No.
muffled. You're not as clear as you normally are. We do hear you though. You're not as loud as you usually are on the mic, so
Do,
you
do
sound
my
like
do
you.
my mic sound right?
Now
Check
you
one.
sound
Yeah,
great.
Okay,
yeah,
there you go.
yeah.
Now
There you
you
go.
sound
Check one,
yeah,
check two.
yeah,
Check baby check.
yeah. You
So
sound
yeah,
regular now.
like so no so to reiterate nobody cares about black men. Black men don't even care about black. So like y'all be like, oh yeah, the white men they fear us and they look at us as a threat and this one they envy us. Nobody envies you. Nobody looks at you as a threat. You're like the 3-year-old punching at your uncle's knees.
Okay. Well, I'm gonna say honestly, I think that's more of a when you look at the collective of black people and you start including women. I think that's where that stuff really comes from because black men don't really talk about that on a general basis. Black men, if they talk about power, they steady talking about how black men need to get more power. We don't really talk, I don't see many of us saying anything about what other men think of us. And I don't really think we really should be that concerned. You know, Now, do we need to be able to run our own situation? Absolutely. And I think protection and provision is a large part of that. But I think the issue is most black men have no idea of the concept that you lead, protect, and provide. Because people talk about protecting and providing all day long, and they never talk about leadership. I am literally the only guy on the internet that I hear mentioning leading, protecting, and providing. If I'm not leading you, I'm not worried about your protection, nor am I concerned with your provision.
But
Yeah,
Roger,
I don't care.
no one's going to follow a person who don't respect themselves. And
false.
black women treat us the way they do because they know us messing with them shows a lack of self respect.
No, they do that because they've been trained whores for generations, bro. Like
No,
I
bro.
think, like for me, I'm not out here really trying to have no.
Real recognize real, and you know a person that's capable of punching you in your face and knocking you out, so you act accordingly. They look at you when they see us, they don't see real
What?
because they know they ain't shit. So the fact that we even talking to them shows that we don't have self respect.
Well, I'm gonna say we got to be careful of doing anything where you even consider what they think in the process. Who cares what they think? They don't have standards.
Sense.
I don't care about what a person thinks who has no standard at all. And I'm just keeping it real. Collectively, black women ain't got no standard. So what they think shouldn't even come to it shouldn't even come to the forefront. There's a lot of people who say, well, black women ain't gonna accept this, black women ain't gonna accept that. Who care? Why you care? They not important. Okay, your wife is important. Everybody else is just charity. See, when black men get that, then you're gonna have a far more control of what's going on that you think you're supposed to have. If it ain't your wife, it's charity.
It,
I don't care what the situation is. I mean, Lena was up here today. She even said something about a fiance. A fiance is a person who might make it across the finish line, but we don't know that that's gonna happen. I don't know you married till you married. I'm not saying you can't look out for your fiance, but at the end of the day, if you're not married, you're not married. Everything you do for a woman until you get married is literally charity. You
charity,
can't
bro.
get none of that stuff back. That's why I
I'm at
say don't give them stuff you don't want them to have.
I'm at the point where I will choose the fat Latina over the dime piece black woman right now.
Thank you.
They
Now,
don't
I'm not.
deserve
She
any
ain't got to be
place.
fat though, bro. Why she got to be fat though?
No, I'm just saying I'd rather go there
See that?
But
before I
he
go
went with the fat
over
woman, bro.
But
He
there.
but
said it though,
but
bro.
but he mad with me about Jasmine Crockett. You see what I'm talking about? You know what
You
I'm
see what I'm
talking
saying, bro?
well,
He out here picking
well,
the tortas and shit, bro.
I,
Making us
I,
look bad.
Jasmine Crockett is the point guard of the Ratchet 76 of the Ratchet Sixers.
about?
He said the
Listen,
point guard.
She's the
Sean,
point guard. She's scoring 38 every night, and he's like, "Yeah, baby, go and do your
Sean,
thing. I got your jersey ready."
Sean. You remember the movie Indecent Proposal?
Yeah,
Remember that
that's what
movie?
you. Yeah,
That movie was about everybody got their price. Everybody got their price. Everybody will do something they ain't got no business doing for the right price. Jasmine Crockett is my price. I know myself.
I
I mean
mean,
that.
you gotta respect that. You gotta respect that.
No, I got
Okay.
to.
He
That's
said
what I'm
he
saying.
gonna
You
sell
gotta
everybody out. He got
I
Jasmine
should have.
Crockett there, bro.
I should have cammed up so y'all can see me shaking my head because I definitely gotta respect that. I give you that. I ain't mad at you, Black Reset. You
Hey,
represent, but I ain't mad at you.
hey,
everybody got their magical chick, and Jasmine Crockett happens to be his. That's all. Yeah.
hey, hey, Roger, allow me. I'm against the ropes, man. I took a couple, couple of shots, man. Let me
Go
fight
ahead,
back a
brother.
little bit, bro.
Go ahead, brother.
And nah, and respect, but respect. Y'all know I don't take none of this personal, but ain't nothing sweet over here with me, man. Be for real with it. If I dig into any of y'all day to day activities, I'm pretty sure y'all do some stuff what I did at the airport. But I did want to really point out the fact that the woman she asked me for stuff, and whatever I said, that's what she went with. And she was pleasant along the way. And y'all niggas, I didn't carry her bags all across the damn airport. I just lifted them up off the carousel. That's all I did. But hey,
All right, all right.
hey, she did do what the hell
This,
I said
this,
though.
this
And
is
if
this
these,
is a strange conversation.
yeah,
I
it's
mean,
somewhat, yeah.
we are a product of hundreds of thousands of years of evolution of complementary development between human male and human female. I mean, we've all evolved. Well, I mean, I guess some of us are religious and believe the world started, what, 4 or 5 thousand years ago. I don't know. But from my understanding, we're mammals. We are evolved complementary beings. There are certain things that we do, we're supposed to naturally do for them, and certain things they're supposed to naturally do for us from a basic reproductive and survival perspective. That's why we're designed a certain way and they're designed a certain way. They're softer, smaller, more supple, should be more differential. We're a bit stronger, faster, more durable, a little more ferocious in some ways. It's all complementary. The most natural thing you will ever do is doing something for a woman. And we're debating it as if it's unnatural. Again, that's how bad this is sociologically. I know we're kind of joking about it. I don't know to what degree some of you all are serious about what you're saying. So, I won't make any assumptions one way or the other. I just want to emphasize the point is that I don't ever want black men get into a position where they don't think they're supposed to want to be with and do something for a female. Now, if you can't be with and do something for this particular crop of female, go find something you can be with and do something for Christ's sake. Because it is not natural, for men to just be by themselves. It ain't. It's not even survival.
Yeah, that's real talk. And I'm gonna say shout out to Derek Eaton. Appreciate you, my brother. Appreciate you. Derek Eaton says a simple thank you, brothers, for this content and all the others doing this content. This content has broken the Winter Soldier program that was installed by the women in my family. Thanks again. Hey, brother. Hey, I'm glad we can help. Real talk. I'm glad we can help. And to you and to any other brothers that's helping out there, because yeah, we do need to get rid of it. And I'm gonna say I'm cool with what Jado did. Why? Because it was an older woman. Okay, she may not have bought into all the nonsense that's going on. Because the older people are holding up the marriage rates. Okay, she possibly was a married woman. Don't know. She could very much be a feminist. It's been going on that long. But I do understand Jado responding better to a woman who's addressing him a certain way where she's looking at him as a man. She's not looking at him as a nigga who got to do for me. Obviously, based on the exchange she had with him, she was looking at him as a man. And when people treat you as a man, it just feels better at the end of the day. It's supposed to feel better. So I do get it. And I'm going to say it shows that black men ain't that hard to get along with. But I have to also say, y'all, it's just Jado giving some charity. He gave charity to a lady. Now, the thing is, I understand I can't control who y'all give y'all charity to. But what I want to make y'all aware of is actual charity. You don't owe it to anybody. Your wife, yes, you protect and provide for her. Your children, yes, you protect and provide for them. Everybody else, it's a coin flip. You do it how you want to do it. You know, if you make somebody a part of your family, yes, then you protect and provide for them. Maybe you got a niece and her parents died, so now you're gonna be the person that raised her. Yeah, you now okay, so now you're gonna protect and provide for her. There's an obligation that you made when you made her part of your family. But other than that, you don't owe people nothing. And if black men start operating like we don't owe them nothing, maybe a lot more women will act like that woman who's at the airport. Because right now you have women saying that what you got to do to be with them. Baby, it's your job to convince me to pay for you. I ain't got to do squat. I don't care if you freeze to death.
Yeah,
Before
but
before this
you
goes out of
refer
hand.
to it as charity. You refer to it as charity, Roger. But in a normal civil society, people do stuff for each other. They do stuff for strangers. They do stuff for acquaintances. They do stuff for others. Likewise for them. So whereas you say it's charity, I view it as, it's building civility and amity amongst human beings. What I see Jado doing is he's playing it forward because presumably this woman will appreciate the good graces that he gave to her and might exchange them to the next brother she encountered because black men are good men. And this brother looked out for me. He looked out. These are good men. So I do have an obligation to do for him because they do for me. And on some rare occasions, you will encounter some black women who will say that. They will say black men are good, they do for me or whatever, so I do for them. Unfortunately, it's not as frequent as it doesn't happen as frequently as you might want it to occur.
Well, keep
But
in
this is
mind.
in
Oh,
a
my bad, I ain't mean
civil
to cut you off.
society.
Okay.
Well, I'm just saying I'm referring
Let,
to what happens in a civil society. But
Yeah.
when it's
okay.
this whole thing about trying to figure out how much I've done for you and how much you've done for me, and it may work for you individually, but it invariably erodes the overall neighborhood and the overall community of people. Because then people start keeping scores and ledgers and whatever, and then the next thing you know, well, I'm just out here for myself. Well, I'm just out here for myself. Well, I'm just out here for myself. And
Well,
that's
see,
a bad environment to try to raise children in and try to have a safe society in. Because now I really got to worry about what's going on with when my wife and children leave here, and vice versa.
But
Well,
but
I
Udo, I
don't.
think it's we the only ones that's trying to be civil. Like you see how you just got through talking to us and be like, nah, y'all, what y'all talking about? You understand, but da 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 da, and y'all the civil world. Older men, black, white. I hear y'all doing that to us, but I don't see older women, even the whites, and it's like they just promoting uncivilized, just the world just to crumble. They not saying, well, you know what, this black dude I met the other day, he helped me carry my stuff to the all over the airport and helped me get through the airport and navigate. And I don't know what y'all young girls is talking about because I don't never hear that stuff.
I,
Well,
I
I'm
was
gonna
going to take that real quick.
Roger, please let me go. Let me go. Since I'm the one who instigated this situation,
I would
well,
like
I
to go
saw what
after
you
I'm
was
him.
doing with it.
I'm the one. I'm the listen to me, gentlemen. I instigated it. I didn't mean for it to go this far or in that particular angle. I was just messing around with Jado. Just a smidge. You know what I mean? Just to get it all a little riled up. You know what I mean? I didn't mean like that. But let it be written for public consumption. Jado, I apologize. I didn't mean to offend you, and I didn't mean for this situation to reach this far or this conclusion. Okay?
Like I
My
said, the
bad.
whole
My
Hey,
bad.
hey,
You
Emperor,
feel me?
Emperor, are you joking right now, bro? I don't take none of this personal
No,
way.
no,
I
no, no,
hope you should
no, no.
jump.
I don't mean no. I'm not saying you're taking it personal. I'm saying
Okay,
that the
gotcha.
conversation is going in an angle that I didn't mean to it to
yeah,
go.
yeah, yeah.
Well, let me say real quick because this just got dropped right here. So let me say this, and this ain't the other thing that I was gonna say. But I'm gonna let y'all get in and say y'all stuff before I say that thing. But shout out to Serious Rod. He say facts, Roger. Once she's off the potential wife list, she's charity. And I'm gonna say that's not quite what I'm saying. Well, I don't see anything wrong with being charitable. It's just when you understand something is charity, you measure it differently.
Yes.
So it's not about whether whether she's a potential wife or not. The thing is, anything that I'm doing for a woman who is not my wife, I understand I'm doing charity. It's not an obligation. I give what I want to give. You cannot pressure me to do more because it's charity. If I want to give you $5 is all you get. You know, if y'all, we just saw the people ringing the bell. I know y'all saw some of them people ringing them bells because Christmas just went past last month. Y'all seen people ringing them bells to collect money, right? When
Mm-hmm.
you understand that's charity, so you don't go in your pocket and give them half of what you got in it. You pull out $1, you pull out maybe $2, $10. Some of y'all may even pull out a 20, but you give them what you want to give them, and you don't give them a dime more. I
And
see
you don't
women
care
as
about it.
charity. I give them what I want them to have. And at the end of the day, there's a lot of women who do things that make me want me to give them nothing. And then there's some women who will do something that'll make me want to give them something. And I personally am just at a point where the general context of women now, I just won't give them anything. Because I understand it's charity. When I see fit to give it to them, I will. But right now, I ain't giving women squat because they're not worthy of it. They're not worthy of my charity. I'll give my charity to men and men only right now. But women are not worth my charity right now. They just not. And that's not me feeling some kind of way. They're my dollars are too valuable to give to them. I know the work I put in to get my dollars. It's too valuable to give to them. They gotta act better. And until that day comes, I ain't giving them nothing. And that's not me trying to be mean, because I do believe in charity. They just not good enough for mine. If they good enough for yours, so be it. But they can't have no charity for me right now. This is what it is.
Can I say
Okay?
one thing?
Go ahead, brother.
All right. Like for me, how I look at this simply, I remember it was like like a month ago, right? I came from was it Colombia, right? It was a lady there with her two daughters necessarily, right? And I think they was walking their dog, and they needed help getting their groceries, right? I was in Colombia,
Hey, pause, ninja,
right?
pause.
So
Groceries, like
not so no, I'm for real, but I'm there, right? And she just needed some help with her groceries, and I helped her put it into her car, right? I was just sitting there enjoying the view. I helped her with her car, necessarily. I helped her put the stuff in the car, and I was cool, right? Because I don't mind giving, like Roger said, charity to women that's quote unquote women, right? See, the problem we keep really calling kind of hoes women. That's kind of the problem, right? You see what I'm saying, right? Like y'all not addressing this scenario correctly, right? You have a whole bunch of hoes running around, or renegade hoes, or renegade 304s, whatever y'all want to call them, right? You have a whole bunch of renegade 304s running around. So the concept of quote unquote giving charity to renegades is crazy. That's like literally helping your enemy. So for me, I don't have no problem with being said or how it's being done. Because at the end of the day, I know what I'm dealing with. So when I say stuff, I'm always dealing from the point that I know these women are white supremacists and 304s. So when I say I get charity to 304s. You see what I'm saying, right? I don't really what you you see what I'm saying? If I see a homeless white man, if I decide to give him $1, that's charity in my mind, right? And that's how I just look at it. It is for me just simply this. Like once I acknowledge what you are necessarily and how to quote unquote properly brand you, then how I deal with you is how I deal with you.
And I'm saying that mindset black men need to get, because the women are telling us we supposed to protect and provide while they go out and do all types of whorish stuff, while they go out here and disrespect us on a regular basis, while they get on these podcasts and TV shows and talk about how terrible we are. And and they take no accountability for the stuff that they're doing. Everything is our fault, even the men that ain't had nothing to do with the situation. I was at the library and you talking like I jumped you some kind of way in the street. I was at the library. What are you talking about? But now you're responsible too, because you're supposed to check the men that's treating us bad. You, even though you voluntarily messing with them. And then it's y'all need to give us this, y'all need to give us that. If you're gonna talk to me, you need to take me to this 5-star restaurant. So, if you want to get to know me, you need to value my time. You're not paying for anything. Why would I value your time? That's like valuing a bum's time. You don't pay for nothing. No, you value my time because I'm the person paying. This is not me being quote unquote misogynist or something like that. This is me understanding the concept of money. The people who pay make the rules. I
Yeah, I agree.
applied for jobs. The job didn't apply for me. I pay the cost to be the boss. If you pay the cost, you the boss. That's how it was, y'all. Well, my mama told me, if you want to have it your way, get out the house and have it your way. And guess what? You had to make a choice. Either I'm going to do mama way or I'm going to do it my way. But I can do my way out in them streets. I can't do my way in mama house. That's just the name of it. I'm using a very basic concept, y'all. So when women start to tell me what I'm supposed to do for them, no, I remind women quickly, I'm supposed to do for my wife. Are you that? When did we get married? Well, then I owe you nothing. So guess what? You better be appreciative of anything I do for you. And if y'all don't make women appreciate y'all and just keep on giving them stuff with no appreciation whatsoever, why are you even tripping they acting that way?
Yeah. I rob you and then I give you money. It says like I rob you and then I give you more money on top of that. I keep robbing you again. It's more beneficial to keep robbing you to actually go to work at this point.
And shout out to Derek Eaton. He say these women operate in their own reality. And I'm going to say that is true. And I'm going to say let them, but stop operating in their reality with them. Pay for what you want. If you pay for what you want, and that would include women, pay for the woman you want to take out. Pay. And truth
That's
be
what I was
told, I
gonna
done
say.
said
We
this
operate
before,
in the
y'all.
same reality they operate in. They made it up. And somehow we walked our behinds across the street and started playing in it too.
And my thing is that ain't no good. If I can't even see you as marriage potential, there's no reason for me to take you on a date. I done said that plenty of times. And I don't think guys get it. Well, you got to take these women out so they'll do this. And I ain't got to do squat, but what I want to do. I'm the only person in charge of my money. I'm doing what I want to do with it. Now, if you in charge of your money and some woman getting your money and disrespecting you, then who should I really address that to? Should I really address her about how she treating you, even though you keep giving her money? Or should I address the person that's giving her money? Be realistic about this. Yeah. And shout out to
Well,
Floyd
they
Thompson.
modern. Well,
Or shout out to Floyd Thompson. He said, "Let me find out y'all sneaking into Atlanta and I and I hanging with the fella pit crew tax. Hashtag airport peace tax. Pinnacle financial dot businessfunds.com. Hashtag long live the habitual line steppers." And I did talk to Floyd, y'all. So if you are a person looking to get funds for some project or something you want to do, Floyd is a person to talk to. That's what he's doing. So I've spoken to him about that. So shout out to Floyd for the 567. Appreciate it. I guess that's the Trail Bentley tax plus the down for Floyd, because this is the second time you did 67 instead of 57. So shout out to you for that, brother. Shout out to you for that. But yeah, if y'all looking to
What?
raise funds for something, Floyd is doing something along those lines. So holla at him. Holla at him. All right,
That's
Black
what
Rule
my
was
Wait,
man.
about to
wait.
say something.
Floyd
Is
in
Floyd what?
Atlanta?
Yes, he
Yeah,
is.
you in Atlanta, bro?
He in Atlanta.
Yeah, he
Oh,
is.
oh, he hanging out with that real estate chick. I see what he doing over there.
Miss Bottoms out there, but you got to hang with Miss Bottoms out there. Running
Shout
for
out to
mayor, bro. That's what you
Floyd.
doing.
I would say shout out to Floyd. Be careful, brother. Be careful. But Black Rule, you was about to say something. Go ahead, brother.
You know what? I regret, Roger. I forgot what I
You
had to
lost
say.
it. It's all right. It's all right. It's all right. You know.
Okay. Let me try to insert this. We spent a lot of time talking about the provision. Okay. The provision could be anything material and also anything that is immaterial. That's fine. But let's talk about this protection type of ish, if I can say it like that. So you meant to tell me that I'm supposed to protect quote unquote random women, right? I don't know them from a can of paint at all. I've never seen this broad before. I've never experienced her before. And it's a ish hits the fan situation. I'm supposed to protect her, right? Let me let me paint a picture for you, right? So we are in a Titanic scenario, right? So when the cruise ship Titanic was cruising and all the hoes were on the cruise ship, grooving, chilling, twerking on each other, and they weren't turning back to any nigga. They were turning back to each other because they don't dress for niggas. They don't do XYZ for the male gaze, for men attentions, none of that good stuff, right? So, okay, here they are, chilling, throwing it back at each other, rubbing on each other's booty, and all that good stuff. So, Titanic 2 hits an iceberg, and Titanic 2 is sinking. Now, you're telling me that there's going to be a simp heifer who going to stand there and tell me, oh, ladies and Gloctavius's babies first. And I'm finna look at you like, nigga, you crazy? Why should I stay behind and not fight my way out? I'm not saying that nobody has to let me through. Why shouldn't I throw elbows, busting bullets, and start slicing people to get my way, to save my life, to see another sunrise? And I just have to stand down, stay back politely, and let Isha, Boniqua, Shaquisha, and Glactavius's babies get on the boat. Meanwhile, I'm going to stand on the sinking ship behind. What makes Shaquisha, Glactavius's babies' lives more valuable than mine? Shaquisha is a welfare queen. I pay taxes. Shaquisha put in 4 hours of work a week. I put 80. What makes Shaquisha's lives more valuable than mine? Why should I stay behind so that Glactavius's babies can get on this lifeboat? Why shouldn't I bust a cap and blow the first head that said women and children first? Legality aside, I don't care. But if I got that blicky on me, why shouldn't I blow that brain out first? Why shouldn't I shoot my way out of the situation? Why shouldn't I at least elbow my way out of the situation? Or why shouldn't I slice my way out of the situation? Like, who are these people to me? I don't know them. When
What?
things were good, when the DJ was scratching, when the music was flowing, they weren't dancing with me. They weren't giving it back to me. They weren't throwing it back to me. So you're telling me that, oh, so when shit hits the fan, I'm supposed to stay behind and watch Keisha and them get on that boat, and I'm going to die for sure. Why the fuck should I do that? Why they do that at? Why is her life more valuable than mine?
What,
What
when
calculation
Because
did
your
they
mama
do to
black.
make her like, huh? What?
Your mama black.
I'm what?
I,
Because I'm a nigga?
hey,
Oh, okay. We finna do that.
when these chicks talk about protection, I think most of it is not has nothing to do with anything physical, man. It's mostly they want you to protect them from anything that they deem negative or any negative consequence, whether it be physical, psychological, emotional, whatever. I think most of it is not physical. We're in a civilized society. It's not too many. It's not so much like we're not in a constant war or these rogue bandits running around just pillaging villages and doing sexual assaulting women, stuff like that. I think it's more of a psychological thing that they're talking about, which is impossible. But it's like a vague concept that they
Well,
have that they try to keep us in
to,
that.
to add to add to what you're saying, Jado, in an environment where most of the women are not married, look, you don't see very many married black women, and they feel unprotected. Women know biologically, they need the presence of men in some form. They know that acutely. They know that evolutionarily because they know they are less durable, less strong, and less, agile and so forth. So they know intuitively they need men. Well, what happens when 80%, 75 or whatever percent of the adult females do not have husbands and no real committed, you know, uh, relationships? Well, a lot of them are going to feel unprotected. They're gonna because they acutely know there is no man who is going to something go down immediately attempt to save the day. They know that intuitively. So of
Yeah.
And,
course they feel
and
unprotected.
okay, let me. I'm going to slightly disagree with you, Elder, for one of the few times, but you may want to appreciate what I'm about to say. All the women are married. All the ones who are not married are just hoes, and we don't protect hoes.
You try, I
Well,
see what you did right there.
I don't recall the part where well, okay. I mean, you guys are being interesting with the to me a woman is an adult female. I mean, she could be a hoe, she could be a lady, she could be a queen, she could be a prostitute. To me, she's still a woman.
Yeah,
I don't
I'm
put now
I
she could be a
look at that differently.
woman, but she isn't necessarily a lady.
yeah,
But a woman
exactly.
is a woman regardless of her quality, in my
I
view.
got a. I have a question for Black Guru. Black
Sure,
Guru, how many
sure.
men does women? How many men does a woman have to sleep with before she becomes a hoe?
Well, nah, don't answer that, Black
Oh
Rule.
yeah, that's gonna be that's
Don't answer
gonna
that
go down a
because
rabbit hole right there,
no,
bro.
no, 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 no. We gonna keep it. We gonna keep it on the subject of today's show, and the subject of today's show is about protection and provision. So, I'm gonna say this. I agree with Black Rule. A woman is an adult female. I'm not saying you're not gonna run to an adult female that's not a hoe because you can, but a woman is an adult a human female. And this is the thing. He makes a good point. When you got a bunch of them that's and nobody's married, you can have easily 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, even 10 women get together. Ain't nobody got a husband. So yeah, they're gonna feel unprotected. But the thing is, we as men have to make a decision on why should we care. I'm not telling you I'm not gonna tell you that they are protected. And I'm saying, based on if you really pay attention to how women are talking about this stuff, especially women online, when they talk about they want protection and provision, they want a man to protect them from the man they're having sex with. They want to be able to do what they want to do against the man they're having sex with, and then have somebody come over there and keep him in order. They also want to be able to spend their money how they want to, and somebody else come in and pay their bills. They're asking for a whole lot of stuff. And they want us to feel a certain kind of way because they're a woman that's quote unquote in need. And the thing is, it works. That's what the problem is. It works because we as men, we sit there and we look at them and whatever their conditions are, and we say, man, I don't want her to be like that. Instead of just saying she ain't married, she's supposed to be like that. You know, if a woman don't have a dress to go to some particular event, my thing is stay at home. If you had a husband, you have a dress. You know, if you can't go get a new car because you want one, and maybe your car is 10 years old, you ain't supposed to have a new car. Your husband would have got you one though. See,
Yeah.
we don't equate stuff in our minds the way properly because there's so much propaganda telling random men about how we supposed to make sure black women got it. No, we not. They supposed to be the poorest group of women in this country. They're the least married group of women in this country. And people put this stuff out as if we're supposed to respond. And unfortunately, it works too well. Black women are the poorest group of women in America. You know, that's supposed to be a black man's problem. Black women are the most unmarried group of women in America. They are literally supposed to be the poorest group of women in America.
And you know what's ill? Other women understand this. I remember one time, a little while back, I had bagged up this Congolese chick from the Congo, bad, right? Came over, we chilling. I gotta go to work, so now she jump on the train with me. We on the train, we in the little 2-seater, right? And the lady got on the train with her 2 kids. So I went to get up, and Shorty pulled me right back down. She said, "Nah, her husband was supposed to get her a car to be taking them kids back and forth." And I was like, I thought, like now that I'm thinking about it and I'm listening to this conversation today, I'm like, yeah, black women is dumb. Because the chick from the jungle knew better.
That's it.
Well, I mean, they're only to the extent that it to some degree has worked for them to be done, if you will. If because as you just described, you were about to give her your seat. So
Sucker
then,
move.
is it dumb for her to be a single mother if Shark is going to give her seat when she needs it?
Nope. To answer your question, nope.
Not
You're
from her
absolutely right,
perspective.
Uru.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I was
So
about to do the J though.
I was about to say.
Yeah, I'm
I
about to
was,
say, you was getting on me, Shark. What's
Yeah, I was
going
about to
on,
do
bro?
the J. That was like
so
12 years ago, J Mo. I did that last
So
week.
can we really say black women are actually more intelligent than us? Because at the end of the day, they know they got some suckers that's gonna jump for them and die for them and crash out for them at a moment's need, right? So at the
Yes,
end of the day, who the real fools actually here?
we are.
You the one who take the quote unquote the heavy lickings. You the one who take the punishment, and you quote unquote will sign off on it and she'll say, "I'm a real man because I took the quote unquote punishment." That's like somebody saying, "I'm willing to take your charge that you did for your crime."
We
At this point,
To answer your question, we are. And to add on to that, do you respect the fool? No, you use
nah.
the fool.
Hey, I
See,
think like Uru mentioned this a few times, man. We are fighting against our DNA, man. Our evolution, like we're here because of this, bro. So, I agree with what you guys are saying, but it is something. It's instinctive, man. It's within our nature, man. We have testosterone.
false, false.
Nah,
False. I'm gonna show you. I'm gonna
False.
show you why. I'm gonna tell y'all why. I'm gonna tell y'all why.
Nobody disagreeing with that part, but they not
I disagree.
acting like the women that like the females that brought us here. Like when our grandfathers and our fathers was chasing behind our mothers, yeah, they might have been, they might have been doing whatever they was doing, but they still respected a man. They still wasn't in on the news talking about black men ain't this and black men is the worst men on the earth and talking to KKK members about how they can eliminate black men. We in a whole different pool right now.
but
Hey,
So
wait. I got one thing, right? So my question is at this point is right, like, have any of y'all been to a strip club? Anybody?
yeah.
yeah,
Yes.
Never in my life, bro. No,
All
no,
yeah,
right.
I haven't.
So
Hey, mama,
See,
cool.
life.
Cool.
If
All
my
right,
mother
cool.
is
God
listening to
bless
this
you,
Wait.
King.
episode,
I'm going someplace with this. I'm going someplace with this,
well,
right?
hold on.
Do you?
I was want to say if my mama is having me listen to this particular episode, I'm just saying yeah for show purposes. I didn't really go. I'm just saying yeah for show purposes. Okay,
Oh, for
if
some
my
purpose. Okay,
mama
for some
listen to
purpose.
this particular episode.
Miss Rhonda, he never went to no strip club. Believe me, that never happened. That never happened, right? But you don't treat the women in the strip, like, even though they have vaginas, you don't treat women in the strip club like you would treat your grandma, right? See, the problem for me is I'm good at categorizing shit. See what I'm saying, right? Once I put you in the quote unquote box that you belong in, I deal with you like you that like in that box. For me, that's the problem. You keep quote unquote extending the box or extending your arms around all women. Once you've already demonstrated quote unquote 304 behavior or let's say going ahead strip club behavior, bro. At that point, I'm gonna deal with you like I would deal with any stripper. Hey, I'm gonna hit you with this 40 this roll of quarters and bitch, you better get to moving. See what I'm saying, right? Because I know the category that you're in. I treat you according. The problem I keep hearing me is this to say, right? People say it's nature, it's nature, it's nature. No. I've apartmentalized because at the end of the day, I know a friend, I know a foe, I know an enemy. See what I'm saying, right? Because like when you on the battlefield, you know your friends, you know a non-combatant, and you know your enemies, right? Even though they all male, you understand the difference. We
Usual
gotta learn to
business.
accept the difference.
Hey, you're right, man.
Yeah,
But
but
do strippers
can
get
you
do?
build and maintain a society if your default position is that most of the women are hoes? Show
Oh
me
yeah,
that in a
no.
productive society.
Well,
Oh
Yes,
no,
Uru,
you
that
can.
Uru,
society collapses.
if she's not rocking 3/4 the cloth, she is a hoe.
Yes.
All right.
Yeah, we can.
We
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 can.
we gonna we
Can
gonna
do that.
we gonna table the whole conversation because that's a whole episode that I'm gonna do it, and maybe I'll do it somewhat soon if y'all just want to talk about these hoes. Because I
No.
know the program director. I can make that happen Monday if I
Mm.
want to. But let me say, shout out to No Placeholder. He says getting an external perspective is so valuable. Hey, appreciate you, brother. Appreciate you, brother. Real talk. Appreciate you, real talk. And I want to say, look, when it comes down to it, I want us to have an understanding that you can have what you pay for. If you're willing to pay for 304s, you can have them. Now, if you want something better, you can have that too, but you got to be willing to pay for it. So
God
at
will
the
pay
end of
for it.
the day, she acting according to what you're paying. The reason I don't have such an issue with women doing whole stuff while they're with me, because if you do it, I just take you home. If I'll take you home, because I might drop you off somewhere. You
Exactly.
know, because I mean, shout out to my friend mother. The last one I had a problem with, I dropped off at the police station. And my friend's mother gave me that advice, and she was like, because of course, why would I go out my way to take her to the police station? You're not doing that for her. You're doing that for you. So in case she says something happened to you after she left from around you, you'll have it on camera that you dropped off at the police station. So she was telling me do that to protect myself, because I would drop you anywhere. As I've already mentioned, I dropped a woman off on the interstate one time because she was talking crazy on the interstate. My parents taught me we gonna get you wherever you doing it at, and there's a certain time frame where they start giving us whoopings wherever we happen to get to do the trouble. It didn't make no difference where we was, and I mentioned it before, y'all. I got a whooping on the corner, so kids who went to school with me saw me getting whooped on a random corner because it was somewhat near my house. So it is what it is. I understand it can go down anywhere, no matter what you're talking about. So that's
Man,
just
it's
what it is.
that
You had
advice that
interstate
lady gave
Aisha.
you.
What'd you say?
You had interstate Aisha.
No. My friend's mother told me if I'm gonna drop women off like that, I should drop them at the police station so
Hey,
it'd be on camera that they was okay when they left me. That's what she was saying.
hey, I would love to hear the story or where she got that game from. Your friend's mother. I would love to hear that because that's very interesting advice, man.
That
But
I
good,
don't
good
know. I ain't
advice.
never asked her about that. I
Yeah,
don't know
that's
what that
That
story is.
that
I
that
would look.
that is something that black folks been telling. They when I was a kid, they told us to do that.
Oh, okay.
That's some
I
old
never
game.
heard.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah, that's some old game.
No,
Yeah.
well, I
Yeah,
only
that's
heard
new to
it from
me.
her. I will say that I only heard it from her. So, you know, that's the only place I got it from. And shout out to Red Pill Sleeper Cell. Yeah, I appreciate you, my brother. I just read the message with it.
And now that I think about it, most of the time I heard that it was coming from some older woman, some older black woman.
I
Now
never
that I
got that
think
game.
back
I
on
never
it,
got that
yeah,
game, Lulu. I'm like,
yeah, no,
I'll put
well,
them out.
again,
Yeah, I'll put them out
like
where
I
the
say,
offense is made.
a lot of these lessons, line was broken of it. The line of those have been broken. So a lot of this stuff, like I was talking about, this whole strong, silent, this whole protect, provide, and shut up. A lot of this stuff it comes from someplace, you know, and you don't get the context in which things were communicated. But yeah, I'm sure my mother said to me once or twice that yeah, make sure and they would say like, make sure you drop off at the police station. They would put it that way, in particular as a point of emphasis. So no,
Well,
that was a very kind of common line.
well, you know what? I'm gonna say shout out to the people of yesteryear because that says they was promoting if a chick get out of pocket with you, go drop her off somewhere. You're not supposed to accept that. And I gotta say shout out to Red Pill Sleeper
Well,
Cell.
and
Oh,
part of it too, and this is what people don't talk enough about. Uh, and think Dr. Tommy Curry mentioned it and posted something about it recently. How, especially in prior eras, the violence from women, the DV, even the murders that black women commit against black men were astronomical in some eras. So a lot of times the thought was to protect yourself from her becoming enraged and doing something just crazy, you know, take her ass to the police station, drop her off at the police station. So it was a kind of you think it's a kind of protect from the perspective of, being able to prove you haven't done anything from her. I think in most cases our elder women was saying take her to the police station to protect yourself from her fury.
mm. Well, that would
I
be
Which
knew
very
a
means
guy.
true.
you shouldn't be
I
dating
knew
her.
a guy. I knew a guy who was breaking up with a woman in his car. They had an argument. They went skating. They left the place. I'm fed up with you. It's over, etc. Whatever. This bitch hit him in the face with some skates while he was driving. Almost killed both of them.
I can easily believe that.
I can
That I
believe
can
that, bro.
easily.
Yeah,
I've had that experience, something
Yeah.
like that before.
Hold
car
on one
crash
second.
almost killed both of them. I
Yeah,
mean,
now I got
to
I
the
got to
point
get
in
this.
which he was almost in the hospital for a month.
I
But
mean,
the,
play stupid
my
games,
bad.
win stupid prizes. But now I gotta say, shout out to Red Pill Sleeper Cell. Because he said the Cash App 588, and I appreciate that, brother. But he said it's for the Yo Mama Black tax. So I appreciate you, Red Pill Sleeper Cell, for the Yo Mama Black tax. And I'm gonna say shout out to Q Control. He says you're only supposed to financially support your wives or the women in your family tribe, and your offspring. If she's on the bus when you meet her, she needs to stay on the bus till you marry her. Now, I'm going to say not quite necessarily. I agree. I'm going to say 90% with this because it said you're only supposed to financially support your wives or the women in your family tribe. I'm going to say, even when it comes to the women in your family tribe, they're supposed to have a husband who's taking care of them.
Exactly, bro.
If I do for my sisters, I'm doing charity, and I understand it's charity. And I got what you were saying about that black woman. The reason I'm saying it's charity is because people can easily understand what charity is, and I will do extra for yeah, my sister. I'm gonna do extra than any random woman, but I understand that's still me making an investment into the family line. Now she's my sister. Whatever children she have, technically that's not my family line, but that is my father's family line, which I don't mind doing a little bit more for it. But do I have an obligation to take care of her? No, not at all. There is no obligation. She's supposed to get that done with her husband.
But here's the flip side. Here's the flip side. You get married. You have children. Who are you most likely to trust with taking care of your children? Your sister. If you and your wife somehow become disabled or worse, who are you most likely to trust to take care of your children and maybe even help take care of you therapeutically? Your sister. So when you put it as charity, I think that's a bit of a misnomer in some cases. Sometimes you make an investment in something for which you yourself directly and immediately or indirectly benefit from. Every week, I put my neighbor's garbage out. She's a widow. I put her garbage cans out, take them, put them back every week, right? Now you can say that's charity. Well, this is the same woman. She looked out for us, our home when we're not here. When my daughters were younger, they would go over there, they would spend time. She taught them about farming and stuff like that. So a lot of times this whole charity thing misses the point of in the society, people are supposed to do stuff for each other. They're supposed to do stuff for each other. That's how you build stability in community and understanding and goodwill between people. You know, even this whole business of charity, it, it's kind of a feminized whatever. It's a it's a mischaracterization of what is really supposed to happen between people. Like even if you're doing something for young men and young women or young boys and young girls, part of that process should be some sort of training process. They could do something for you and or for somebody else. But the way the charity situation is set up, it's all very kind of one-sided. And that's part of the problem. It makes people lazy, it makes people entitled. You know, charity shouldn't exist really one-sided. Now, if you're dealing with a baby that effectively can't do nothing for nobody, okay, yeah, that's one thing. But even with children, they should be made to do something. It shouldn't be just some sort of one-sided charitable thing. You should be getting some kind of training, some kind of instruction, some kind of preparation along with this largesse you're receiving so that you can do something for somebody else. So there should be very little one-sided. And part of the reason why the country is less productive is because of the one-sided charity.
Well, Black Rule. Maybe we'll talk off air to figure out a better term to use. Because no, I don't personally believe in one-sided charity, which is why I just said earlier, I just don't give charity to women right now. Right now, they're just not worth my charity. So no, I don't believe in one-sided charity, and I agree with you on that note. So maybe we'll figure out a better term to use going forward in the future. We'll do that later though, because we only got 8 minutes left, and we got my main man, Sergeant Conyer, has joined us. So I'm gonna go ahead and get him the floor right away so he can get in. You got the floor, my brother.
I'm here
Hell
for Bible
yeah.
study.
Okay,
Hell yeah.
okay, cool. All right. Well, yeah, I definitely don't believe in one-sided charity, and like I said, we'll talk backstage to figure out a better term to use as far as charity is concerned. But at the end of the day, the reason I'm saying that is because it's charity. You give it away as you see fit. The problem is we have women pressuring men to do charity the way they want it done. That's why they make these videos, and that's why people is telling you need to do this and you need to do that. And I'm saying, as a man, you need to figure out, does it make sense for you? I don't care what she's talking about. Does it make sense for me to do it? Does it make sense for me to do it? Because I'm responsible for my life, and once I give something away, I can't get it back. And I can't live a life where I'm always upset about what I gave away, which is why I won't give you any more than I want you to have. If I can give you 500, I ain't giving you 500 unless I'm comfortable with it. If I can give you $5, I ain't giving you $5 unless I'm comfortable with it. And if I give you a nickel, I ain't giving it to you unless I'm comfortable with it. And regardless of what you think about the amount, That's the amount that I believe is the right amount. So I'm good with the amount. It can be big or small. But if I'm not good with it, you ain't getting it. And unfortunately, we as men, we don't see that with the women that we're dealing with, especially the ones we're not married to. If she ain't your wife, man, it ain't the same thing. I wouldn't. I hear women talking about you need to pay my rent, pay my car note, pay my phone bill. A woman ain't no good if she. I hear women saying a man ain't no good unless he can come in and help her. Your job is literally to be my helpmate.
Exactly. Wait a minute, bro. Like I keep listening to this stuff. At the end of the day, bro, like we y'all always have the narrative pointing necessarily as if we're not talking about hope. Like I keep like y'all talking about from the American context, bro. You're talking about 304s, right? See what I'm saying, right? You know, my lowest body count is 35, right?
Some
See
of
what I'm
these,
saying?
I'm not
this is
saying.
Western women, period. I've
I'm
been
not
seeing.
saying. I'm talking about hopes. I'm saying we as men have a bad perspective because we think we're supposed to be trying to prove something to them. Their job is to prove something so you will be willing to pay. That's what it is at the end of the day. We can talk about how societies are built or whatever the case is. Until women collectively want to pay for men, their job is to get me to be willing to pay for them.
Wait, Roger, what's that quote you said the other day? The you apply for the job don't apply for you.
Yep.
He Roger and he right.
God damn it, bro. I think I'm gonna end out on that one, bro.
Well, Floyd just stuck his head in, so he could be here for the after show. But let's see if he's here to get a statement in before we go off air. Because we going off air, y'all. We going off air. What's going on, Floyd? How you doing, brother? Maybe here for the after show. He on mute.
What up, Floyd? What up?
Man, Florida in that meeting with that chick, man. Getting his money.
No, I'm not in no meeting with the real estate chick. I'm out.
Okay, but
I know who you're talking about,
real
though. So I have talked to them.
Real quick, after you say what you're going to say, I want you to promote the thing that you got going on, brother. I want you to promote that too. So go ahead.
All right. Yes, thanks, Roger, having me up, man. Peace to the panel, chat, long live the habitual line steppers. Yeah. Well, we are supposed to be providing protecting, but only for our wives. But these women want us to do the most. They want us to pretty much provide and protect and shut up and let them just run them up. That's what they really want us to do. Protect them from to run so they can be able to run them up and misuse us and abuse us and make us carry bags through the airport. Don't kiss us on the cheek afterwards. Um, don't make us no sandwiches. But I agree with a lot with everybody that's saying today, man. These young ladies, they're treating us like ATM machine. That's what it is. That's the crazy thing about it. And I'll just land my plane. Thanks for having me up. Oh, to promote what I got going on, what I'm doing, I'm in a business lending group where I'm lending money to businesses, startups, existing businesses. Can't do weed and I can't do pawn shops. But I pretty much could probably try to work some things out. Every other thing else in between. Good credit, bad credit, reestablishing credit, credit cleanup, just to get us. I'm trying to do my part to keep the American economy healthy for small business owners, preferably us black people, us black business owners, everywhere in the U.S. and in Canada. So anything abroad, I'll have to see about that.
Okay, appreciate you, brother. Appreciate you having that spirit to help brothers make it a little bit further in business because we do need that type of stuff. We definitely do. And I'm just gonna say y'all to somewhat wrap this up because we finna hit the 3 hour mark. Look, y'all. All I'm saying is, I get women gonna keep telling us to protect and provide because that's good for them. All I'm saying is protect and provide for the people you lead, and remember It's your choice who those people gonna be. Okay, you get to pick. All right. Now I know it's some men out here talking about, y'all need to let the women pick y'all. Nah, bro, I'm straight on that. I'm straight on. I'll do the picking. You know what I'm saying? That's called an advantage. Okay, that's called power. Why are you trying to give away power? No, I'm gonna pick what I want to deal with. Okay, I like the narrative of me being the picker, and I like the narrative of them being the loser if no one will pick them. I like that. Okay, I ain't giving up power. Not easily anyway. Is there any last words someone wants to say before we get on up out of here?
Yes, I'd like to go.
Yeah,
Oh, go ahead, Black Hole.
uh, you know, again, I appreciate the theses of today. I don't want to give the impression that I disagree with it at all. Um, but and I said this, we're built to take care of women. We just are. Period. Everything about the history of humanity is to take care of women. If in fact, if we don't take care of women, we're not a living species right now. We're extinct. So I think we really need to think critically, even beyond the issue of Black American women and how deplorable the situation is. Because I don't think any of us really disagree about that. I'm thinking more from a species standpoint. Because I don't think it's healthy over the long term for men to go about the world like focus on what they should not be doing for women. I don't think that that's long term beneficial for men because I don't think we're built to not do for women. And so when I talk about passport and SYSBM, well, I mean, look, obviously it should be reciprocal, brother. I'm not saying exclusively just doing for some women and they not doing anything for you.
That's
But
that's
but
that's
look at
different.
us. We're animals. We're in the wild. Well, I mean, I assume that we're all intelligent men here, and we understand this should be reciprocal. She's supposed to do for you. She was, if you believe Roger's Bible, she was actually designed to do for you. That's her primary purpose. So that's
Yeah.
already implied in anything that we say here. But my point is, it can't be just about what you're not going to do for some particular group of women. Your primary thing's got to be it's what 3-4 billion adult females on this planet right now. Billion. I mean, you need to find some you can do something for. That's how your power flow. Your power flow from you through them, in your children, in your industry, in your productivity. They're nothing without you. They shouldn't even be here without you. But you do have to be a force that flows through them, and you have to find some in which your force can flow through. And if it ain't gonna be them, that's fine. It makes perfect sense for it to not be them, but it's got to be somebody. Because long term, that doesn't do you any good either. And that's my ending statement.
Okay.
All
Um.
right. Let me go. Thank you very much, Roger.
Go ahead, Octavius. Baby.
Well, you men out here who are listening to these bras who are telling you to protect, provide, and under their breath, they are saying to shut up because you ain't got no say so, nor should you have a say so. You're supposed to fund it, and they are supposed to run it. They are supposed to run the family, subsequently run the whole society, and turn all of you into some sort of bees while you're just to outwork yourself. office with whatever they desire. Sorry, my bad. Somebody's trying to call me. You're not supposed to have any say so in anything whatsoever. You're not supposed to have a say so in your family. You're not supposed to have a say so in your own house that you're paying for. Essentially, you are being turned into a slave. I'm saying no.
See, that's why I told him he should get a beeper. This wouldn't happen.
Yeah. If y'all on the phone, sometimes y'all gonna have to hit a do not disturb. Okay,
Yeah.
hit the do not disturb. All right. Anybody else want to make a final comment before we get up out of here?
Yeah. Basically, like I definitely understand what Uru's saying. He's saying basically, you know what I mean? Don't put your dick on the bookshelf because there's a whole lot of other things you could go out there and read. So, yo, man, you ain't gotta mess with these sisters because they're obviously they way off code because we supposed to be yin and yang. We supposed to do for them and they supposed to do for us, like the great book says, but they're not doing that. So, yo, find you a little Chinese, a Spanish, a them Indian chicks these days is looking very beautiful. I don't know if y'all be seeing them in y'all area, but that's that's
I've
that's
been
some
seeing them though.
that's some beautiful chocolate, and they got the straight hair too, lips, nice man. Listen, don't get me started because it's Friday and it ain't Sunday, so I don't want to preach. But definitely, fellas, like we're dope men, we're dope human beings on this earth, and we could do whatever we want to do. Just don't do what we telling you not to do, and that's mess with these sisters who are ungrateful.
Anybody else?
Yeah. I know we want to get away from the subject, but it has to be said. They out here doing whole activities with whole tendencies. Hoes is their friends and hoes is their enemies.
Who's their
Bro, we need to
enemies?
separate from these hoes for real. For real.
Exactly.
Well,
Shout out to
I'm going.
Ludacris.
I'm going to recommend that whatever provision and protection you have, you leave the hoes alone when it comes to all that. Anybody else want to make a statement? Okay. Well, I'm going to think then going once, going twice. Then we headed backstage to the round table then. Y'all, hey, if you're new here, make sure you subscribe to the channel. We do this Monday through Friday, 9 a.m. Chicago time. Not where you live, Chicago time. I will see y'all next time around. Long live the habitual line steppers. Oh, Sunday 6, y'all. We're gonna have a show Sunday at 6. We're gonna be going over Dave Chappelle's last comedy special. We're gonna have a real black man of spirit talk about Dave Chappelle's last comedy special. So 6 o'clock on Sunday. I'll see y'all there. Long live the habitual line steppers. I'm Roger. I'm right. And I'm out.
Yeah.